What I'm on here for about is Queen Sheba.
Play that louder now, 'cause we don't get to hear it often. Say it louder. I think you are very open-minded about a lot. I think you haven't had an opportunity to experience a conservative relationship. Hold on. And if and when you do, come back and talk to me. Yeah.
What you don't realize is that you don't listen, man.
I don't have to. You're not my daddy.
I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
Hell no. Let me roll that again. I'm feeling that today. Hold on.
I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
And listen. Today is I said what I said. Y'all, let's stay on topic real quick. I said what I said. Anything else, I'll bring it in towards the tail end of the live. But we got to make sure we keep the spirit up. We got to make sure we keep that fire going because it's Saturday. I said what I said. And a few of you may have some shit to get off your chest. I don't know, but this is the time to do it. So if this is your first time in the palace on a Saturday, welcome. This is where we stand on business. You may be in for a treat. This is unfiltered. This is real ass conversations. And this is the only day you get to say it without anybody trying to chin check you or hold you accountable because we understand the rules over here. It is never, ever personal on Saturday morning. I said what I said. As long as you sign it, seal it, and deliver it. What does that mean, Queen Sheba? If you're new here, that means after you are done standing on your business, you just have to end it with the phrase, I said what I said, period, point blank. I said what I said. Even if we get into a discussion, you need to end it with, I said what I said, because that just gives it like this sweet, savory flavor where the panelists know that it ain't personal. And if you are the sensitive type where you just cannot leave it on the panel, don't come up, even if it's about you, because I believe in leaving it on the panel. We don't take it 2 weeks into the new month, a month until, Saturday, Sunday. You got to leave it on the panel, people. Otherwise, you're not built for this. And I said what I said. Some of you are walking around sensitive with your feelings hurt because somebody done said some shit on the panel and you're still in your feelings. A month, 2 months later, I said what I said. We gonna have a good time today, honey. Was that shade? It's Saturday, child. It's Saturday. It ain't never shade on Saturday morning. I said what I said, okay? It ain't never shade over here. The sun is shining. The weather is great. Yes, ain't no shade over here. And I said what I said. That's why we wait till Saturday to speak on that shit. They know what time it is. We've been doing this for a long time in the palace. Anything that you're trying to read in between the lines, that's on you, boo. You know how it goes. The one, how dare you ask me if that's shade on a Saturday? I'm standing on business. I said what the hell I said. Some of you still carrying around that hurt and pain from previous discussion. Get your ass in a good Bible-based church and sit down somewhere and stay the hell off YouTube if you can't handle it. And I said what I said. Queen Sheba can, what did he say? Sheba can get hit. What? Sheba can get hit it right back. Now, I'm going to need you to spell right and make sure it makes sense. Now, the one I'm trying to give you a little bit of shine. And I said what I said, but you got to bring it if you're going to bring it now. I didn't drop the link. Come on up here. Come on up here if you feeling froggy. And I mean that in the most loving way. I said what I said. Listen, are y'all ready for today's show? I got a funny feeling and a sneaky suspicion that this can go either way. This can go either way, which is why we wait until Saturday. And listen, it ain't got to be about a show. It don't have to be about the thumbnail. Hell, it could be about your mama, your daddy, your cat, your dog. It could be about your check. Maybe they shorted you in HR and you just trying to get your coin. Okay, it could be about anything. And y'all can't get mad if they come up here because it's Saturday. You know what it is. You've been around here. This ain't your first rodeo. So don't act like you new to this because you true to this on Saturday morning. I said what I said. Now, Destiny, they say you done took your ass up to that courthouse and acted a god darn fool. And the judge looked at you upside your head like you was crazy. Now, Dion, what is you doing over there on Mondays? And I said what I said. Did you not accompany her to the courthouse as her emotional support like you normally do? Where was you? How come you didn't prep this girl and get her ready to sit there like a professional woman that she is? I said what I said. Now, Dion, you out of order if you allowing your friend and your client to go up in there and pull that type of, you know what? Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Now, Destiny, I told you a few weeks ago, I said, get it together before February 28th. Same thing makes you laugh, make you cry. They say you was up in there crying, but you was laughing a few weeks ago. Girl, you was just laughing a few weeks ago. I'm just saying. Keep that same energy.
I don't care. I don't care. I said what I said and I meant what I said.
Hey, all right. I said what I said. I told you. I gave you 4 weeks notice. I said, Destiny, go ahead and get it together. Because I seen it coming. I seen it coming. They say the judge threw the book at you and told you to sit your ass down somewhere and get out of his court or her courtroom with that foolishness. That's it. That's all. But before we get a little bit deeper, y'all, on I said what I said Saturday morning, y'all, let me give a shout out to my moderators, Toot Latrice and Linda Gamble. Don't they be doing their damn thing over here in the palace when it comes to protecting the palace, protecting the queen? They do such a really, really good job. I'm gonna have to honor them. I just have to let them know I see you. I see you. We appreciate you, Linda Gamble. We appreciate you too, Latrice, Toot BB. And you know what? Thank y'all for showing up and showing out for Toot's birthday, y'all. Y'all did that palace. Y'all did the damn thing. Toot is over there fat, full, and fluffy, honey. Y'all, baby. Toot over there having a good time. Y'all treated her good, and I appreciate each and every one of you that pulled up. We got Daryl Long in the chat too. See, I never know when Daryl gonna be here or not. Listen. Daryl said, hey, Toot, we had a time last night. Let me tell you something. Daryl Long is my silent assassin. And I said what I said by way of moderator. He been working with me since day one. That's what y'all don't know. He didn't just pull up. He been here before all 58,000 of you got here. He just sit back in the cut and make sure everybody minds their manners. So make sure y'all show Daryl some love, holding it up as a king. Yeah, one of our kings in the palace. Making sure we stay straight from all ends. You know what I'm saying? The watchtower. That's it. That's all. I said what I said. Y'all ready to talk some shit today? Because I know I am. I know I am. Now, if you can talk shit about me, I can talk shit about you. And I said what I said. I told y'all don't try me. Don't ever try me if I ain't tried you. And I said what I said. You know what, Queen Sheba? You need to get yourself together. You need to get yourself together, Queen Sheba. Don't come in like this. I am. That's it. That's all. But listen, y'all. What is this weird ass obsession that these black men are having with black women? What's going on with that? You know what? If you don't like us, just say it. You ain't got to wait until a technicality pops up so that you can get on your microphone and talk about how much you don't like us. Say it with your chest. Say that shit out of nowhere. Pull up on Saturday. I said what I said. Click the link. Talk your shit, but don't wait and pretend like you have a problem with what another woman is saying so that you can fire off and really talk about black women and say what you want to say. You know what? I may be all over the place today because there's a lot of shit happening around here. It's a lot of people moving funny, and I said what I said. You see what I'm saying? It's so much I want to talk about today, and I'm not sure how I want to run this play. Daryl Long says these bandits don't like y'all, but the black woman is God. Come on, King. Come on, King. They don't like y'all. Not me. Not me, because I'm a rich white woman that drink dirty martinis and white wine. Not me. I eat mussels. Listen, let me quit being so silly. Y'all, they don't like y'all. Not all, but most of them don't like you. They tell you that. Funky Dineva said he would never want to be a piece of fish. We're going to review that today. I ran up on that video. We're going to review that today. We're going to talk about it in love, in decency, and in order over here. And I said what I said. But listen, ladies, I was talking to a friend last night, and she said, Queen, you need to go back and revisit the topic of can Black women be friends? Because that's so good. We really need to talk about it. Can Black women really be friends? I said, hell no. Not most of them. They pretend, but not most of them when it really comes down to it. Not really. I'm talking about the heart of it. No shade. I'm talking about, no, hell no, not most of them. And I said what I said, which is why these boys come in here and they catch y'all off guard. And they're very divisive, and they can get you to say or do anything against your sister, because a lot of times we're so emotional as Black women. Look at LaTocha Scott, perfect example, awesome singer. You not messing with her. One of the best singers, to me, the best vocalist in Escape. Can we all agree? I'm finna give y'all some examples. I'm standing on business today just because it's Saturday, okay? And I can. And I said what I said. Look at LaTocha Scott. We were talking about LaTocha Scott, child, last night. The best vocalist, period, in Escape. Can we all agree? Two Latrice says agree. Y'all, let's not talk about her attitude, but when we're talking about talent, is she not the best in the group? Yes or no? Yes, it's true. Thank you, TBWL. She says yes, 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 yes. Okay, we can all agree she's the best, right? But that's not good enough for her. That's not good enough for her. When we talk about can Black women be friends, I'm just using this as an example. She's the best of the best, and she knows it. She knows it. But instead of taking her marbles and go play elsewhere in a realm of being a solo artist, she slammed doors on her way out. She tried to shit on her sisters and the other women on her way out. She subbed them a lot on her way out. You get what I'm saying? It's okay for her to want to be a solo artist, but it's not okay. It's not okay for her to be disruptive to the group. And that's the problem. So even though she's talented, even though she is the best, she allowed her ego to fuck her up. And I said what I said. So what happens when she tries to go solo? It's not that she cannot be a solo artist. It's just that she's out of alignment and she's out of purpose. And that's why she's not doing as well as she could. Okay? That's not in your cards because you shine where you're supposed to be. That's why she shines in the group, because that's where you're supposed to be until God says go. Not when Rocky say go, not when you say go, not when your ego says go. So you done got high off your own supply. You popping your shit and popping your collar and shitting on the other women. And then you mess up by not preserving the relationships on your way out the door. That's how a lot of y'all get got. That's how a lot of you get got. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It could be your nasty ass attitude, your lack of awareness of how you're showing up. And when shit blow up and hit the fan, LaTocha, you get mad and you blame everybody else but yourself. So can Black women be cohesive with each other? It takes a special kind. It takes a special kind that get in it for the good of all of those involved. No hidden agendas. No animosity, no shade, genuinely here because I want to contribute to the group by way of Escape. LaTocha started smelling herself. And you would think with her being the best vocalist in the group, she would have taken off. She hasn't taken off because that's not your destination that you're supposed to go. And let me just say this to you, for some of you tuned in. It may be what you want to do, but if that's not where you're supposed to go, you're not going to do well. LaTocha's not doing well on her own, even though she's the best in the group. Because that's not where you were called to go. How do you know where you called to go? Because all that shit is going to work out for you. And I said what I said. It's going to work out. It's going to line up. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I don't be tripping about where I'm headed, because it's working out for me. It's working out for me. Don't trip. Don't trip about what's going on by way of distractions, because if you're headed where you're supposed to go, that shit is gonna work out no matter who does what. So LaTocha, Escape gonna be fine with or without you. Because listen, check this out. Escape is gonna be fine with or without her. Let me tell you why. Tamika can actually sing LaTocha's parts now. Tamika can actually sing LaTocha's parts now. But at first, they were hesitant to lose her. Y'all following me? At first, they was hesitant to lose her because not only did they, but also she made them believe, shit, I can cripple this whole fucking project. I can cripple all of this shit by leaving. And I think they all felt that, because who has her range? Nobody. That's what they thought. Because Tamika, ever since Tamika was a little girl, she had been conditioned to believe, you stay here in your box. This is LaTocha's box, and she has the biggest range. But what happened when she removed herself? Sometimes you gotta let people remove themselves. She removed herself, even though she wanted us to believe she was kicked out the group. No, you started doing that to them. They wanted you there. They felt like they needed you, LaTocha. They felt like they could not go without you. They had to go anyway. And guess what happened when they decided to take a chance? And you know what? We want her here. She don't want to be here, but fuck it. We got to move on anyway. And I said what I said. Guess what happened when Tamika actually tried? She does have the same range. She does have the same range. Never knew it because she never tried. And they're doing just fine without her ass. Would we like to see her come back? Yeah, but she chose her side. She chose her side, and Tamika is doing just fine. Tamika never even knew she could stretch and reach and sing in a range of her sister. But it just goes to show sometimes your ego can block your own blessings. You get what I'm saying? Imagine if LaTocha wasn't full of her own ego, where she would be now if she had not puffed herself up to make herself believe she was bigger and better than the group. Baby, let me tell you something. And I said what the fuck I said. Where two or more are gathered in his name, there is power in the midst of them. Any woman that's crazy enough to convince herself that I can do it on my own is a fool. Is a fool. Welcome to Saturday morning fruit gummy. I said what I said. What you standing on, Queen?
Happy Saturday, Queen. Happy Saturday, Palace.
Happy Saturday.
Listen, I'm just giving a +1 to what you're saying, Queen. I think you are absolutely right. And I think that has been one of the biggest challenges and what is a problem. I do believe Black women can be friends, but I do feel like until as a community we address what you're talking about, it's going to be a challenge. I think that's a lot of the problem, what we see when we see predominantly Black groups, Black cohorts, where it's predominantly women. People aren't standing on their own square and just appreciating who they are and what they bring. It's too much competition. It's too much, what does the next person have? Instead of just resting and having gratitude for however God made you or whatever your purpose or lane is. And that's where the misalignment happened. So we need some spiritual alignment, and then we can have some communal alignment. And I said what I said.
She said what she said. I love how you said we need what? Can you say that spiritual alignment and also what?
And we need spiritual alignment, and then we can get to communal alignment.
Break that down, spiritual alignment, real quick.
So to me, I'm faith-based, right? I believe in Christ. I'm a Christian. But I feel like as a community, we are spiritual beings. We're spiritual people. And if you're not in alignment with that, if you don't have gratitude and have some alignment in like where you stand spiritually, you're going to be all over the place. And I think that's the problem. That's why we can't come together as a community, because we ain't moving in the right spirit. Are you moving in a spirit of positivity? Are you moving in a spirit of gratitude? Are you moving in a spirit of appreciation? And if that's not there, then that's going to cause friction.
That's deep in the most beautiful way. I love the way you broke that down.
Thank you, Queen.
She said what she said. Listen, let me ask you this as it relates to LaTocha Scott. Do you believe she's the best vocalist in that group?
Yes, I believe if we were going to tier them, she's number 1, and then I would put her sister number 2, then I would put Tiny number 3, and Candy at the bottom. But what I will say, even in her being the best, they were powerful as a group. And that I think that's what's getting to her head. I'm the best. I'm the soloist. I'm the standout. Yes, you might be the best, but nobody gets ahead by themselves. And that's why she keeps tripping herself up. What that spiritual alignment, she's out of spiritual bound. She's moving in a spirit of ego and in pride instead of appreciating and having gratitude for what her sister and those women came together to create.
Oh my God.
Girl, I'm with you when you say you are the best, but sometimes God didn't call you to separate yourself.
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
You are the best, but you're not getting no motion by yourself. You're not getting no motion by yourself. So that ain't your lane. It's actually none of their lanes.
Mm-hmm. Break it
It's
down,
actually
Queen.
none of their lanes. If we talk about it, none of them are soloist. Not saying that they can't sing and they couldn't go on stage, but that's not what you've been called to. You've been called to that group and you messed it up single-handedly. Do you think it would ever work out with them?
I don't, Queen. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like with the other three women, it'll work out. But LaTocha, first of all, you got to look at her pattern of behavior. She's doing the same thing she did the first time. Whenever it's not working for her individually as a soloist, then she goes back to what she knows works. And since she has continuously not only done that, but she has shown no accountability and change for her actions. Because it's
That's
one thing, yes, she has not changed her actions. Therefore, it is not going to work. I would not trust her to gain access not only to me, but to my group.
boom, boom. Let me ask you this. In your opinion, when should they've never kicked her out the group
Sure
because
did.
they've never kicked her out the group. And I think partially they didn't kick her out the group. Y'all, let me tell you something. I'm going to keep it 1,000% real. They didn't kick her out the group because they recognized her value.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, girl, come on. They recognized her value. Sometimes people don't make a move on you when you make a move on them because they see value in you and they not on what you on.
Preach, Queen.
They not on what you on. So they didn't make a move on her after she tried to checkmate them because they saw the value in her. And by recognizing the value in her, they didn't exile her from the group. They allowed her to excuse her fucking self from the group. And I said what I said.
Indeed.
Now, and did. See, a lot of times people can see the value in you, but you don't see the value in yourself. So they let you play yourself. And they let her play herself. They never said you got to go. But at this point, you've been gone so long down a wrong path. And it's not that you went, it's that you were slamming doors and being disruptive on your way out. So now they don't have to let you back in. I wouldn't let her back in. Let me tell you why. Me personally, I would love to see LaTocha come in with Escape if she was in a right state of mind, meaning her heart posture, her attitude wasn't so effed up towards the other women. But because she is where she is internally, and a lot of shit, y'all don't know, people be struggling on the inside and will fuck you up on the outside. I said what I said, right? And it's going to keep showing up with her doing all the extra runs, with her calling Rocky on the stage. She's still going to try to sabotage them if they let her come back in the most minute ways. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Queen. And I'm gonna also add another layer into that.
Okay.
When she came back out, she said, I just want to make a gospel album. I just want to sing. To me, what also is leaning to it's not gonna work and she doesn't take accountability. I think she uses what she says she is, like in terms of I'm a Christian, I just want to sing gospel music as a cloak to lessen her ill behavior. And she tries to sway the narrative of, well, my sister or they were upset because I went solo, I wanted to go do my gospel album. That's not the problem. It's in how you moved. It was your actions. So don't try to use that as a cloak for why people are upset. And that's why I agree with you that I don't think that it's going to work. And if I could say one more thing too, Queen, because I want to get your perspective on that.
Okay.
I see a lot of people say, well, it was her husband. Her husband manipulated her, or her husband was behind the scenes on a lot of things. No one's going to gaslight me and make me believe that she was not aware about a majority of what he did. And this, what I do know, she came out of the same womb her sister did. That Okay, I put more weight on her for the actions that was allowed to happen to her sister than that side man. So I think, in my opinion, people need to stop using her husband as a cloak for, oh, she's secretly a victim too. She's a grown woman and very aware of her actions. And even post all of this, is still maneuvering in the same kind of slimy way. What do you think, Queen?
Okay, okay. Ask me the question again, real quick.
Do you think that it's valid that people are putting weight on the fact that her husband might have been doing a lot of these things and that she was just blind to all of it?
No, no, I think it's a great excuse. I
Mm-hmm.
think Rocky makes an excellent target, but you have to, if you go back and listen to what Tamika has said about the history of the group, LaTocha has always been divisive when it comes to women, even when they were teens, and she used to like candy them. She couldn't really be nice to them because her sister felt some kind of way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I
I said
agree.
what I said.
Stand on it, Queen. I'm right there with you. And I see that a lot, like when it comes to like the song that she put out and stuff. I'll be honest with you, Queen, I didn't see her song as taking accountability. I did see it as like a marketing strategy. She didn't apologize. She didn't, offer to me a sincere, I hate that this happened. She just explained what happened. And so to hear people interjecting, well, we see her differently and we know that she had, a not really good husband. To me, y'all are scapegoating the accountability that she needs to have.
I want to say something real quick before I go to the next person. Welcome everybody. If you just pulled up to Saturday morning, I said what I said. We standing on business. This is an opportunity that we host for you to come up, say whatever you need to say unfiltered without anybody taking it personal. If you don't know how it works, you're going to learn. Even if it's about you, somebody may throw a little something towards your way today. But guess what? They can, because that's the rules of the game. I said what I said, as long as you sign it, seal it, and deliver it. Real quick before I go to the next person. You said, damn, what'd you say? Hold on. I done lost my damn thought. Let me go to the next person. Welcome, LaDawn, to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on?
Hey, Queen Sheba. Hey, panel. Yeah, I want to start off by saying yes. There's some backup singers that sing better than the artists, but that wasn't their calling,
Woo.
you know. And I also want to say that it ain't just Rocky. She was a willing participant. She went along. She was a partner, in my opinion. And a lot of people's attitudes stopped them, because even if you are a lead singer, it's still a team that help you be great. She doesn't know how to work a part of a team, and it started with her mama. They've always backed that girl in the corner, and when she was their punching bag, in my opinion, her mama and her sister, because she was overweight and had some issues going on. She was never a girl's girl, so it was never going to work out. And until she digs down deep and fix whatever low self-esteem or inadequacy she feels, she's going to be like that with anybody she come across. It's not just Rocky. She got her own work to do, in my opinion. And I said what I said.
And she said what she said, in her opinion. Y'all, that is so good. Thank you. Because the reason why we got on Escape, y'all, it's a perfect example of frayed relationships amongst Black women. And we're going to talk about it a little bit. We'll go a little bit deeper on a different day. But it just goes to show you, it's always one or two that's going to F it up. That's going to mess it up just because of ego, pride, whatever it is. I thought, but can we truly be friends as Black women? It depends on the individual. It depends on the amount of healing. It depends on the self-worth, the confidence, the self-esteem, how they choose to show up in spite of. So it's a deeper conversation. I want to go on to something else. I want to go on. Okay, Miss Chanel said, I think it's her stamina. You got to walk me through that. Just Maya says, I wouldn't want to work with somebody with negative energy. And you shouldn't. Because if they bring her back, the negativity is that you got to get rid of that negative energy. The part of being able to sing and harmonize, harmony. Somebody dropped the definition of harmony in the chat. And the Estet Noir, good morning. I saw you pull up a little bit way in the chat, but I was cooking. The Estet Noir, didn't I see her? I thought I did. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, she was there.
Okay. Good morning to you. I see you somewhere. But listen, you cannot harmonize with somebody that purposely sings out of tune,
Preach.
that purposely is hitting the wrong notes. Harmony has multiple definitions, including a state of balance, a musical concept, and an arrangements of parts. Play your part. We have to be in harmony. Even if LaTocha comes back, if she don't fix the inside, what will happen is you'll notice the tension. She's gonna oversing them, or she'll disconnect, and it messes with the harmony in sync. Thank you, China. It messes with the harmony in sync as one. You can't work with somebody that's not interested in harmony. It's not going to work. So they can't bring her back because she's not seeking harmony. And if she was, they would be together beautifully. Y'all wouldn't be saying she sang her part too long. All that bravado, this and this and that. Welcome, Side Eye, the Sage 7 to Saturday Morning. I said what I said. What you standing on?
Hey, Queen, this is a good topic. And I got to drop a gem just because I'm in here and it fits the tone and the mood of what we're talking about. Normalize apologizing to folks. We got to stop acting a goddamn fool and then not wanting to apologize and own our shit. Somebody hit my car today with witnesses present. And do you know that lady, this elder, denied until the very end, where I had to practically bend her arm to get her ass to apologize. Stop doing that kind of shit to people. Some of y'all do it all the time. Start saying sorry and taking a minute to assess the damage you've done, whether it's damage to somebody emotionally or whatever the hell you got going on. Just stop being so prideful, so nasty, and say, I'm sorry. And mean the shit. Take a minute to assess what you did wrong. And I said what the fuck I said.
Damn, that's real. That's real. That is so real. I think as Black women, we can be so fucking nasty to each other for no reason just because you can. But guess what? Ain't nobody putting up with that no more in 2025. People walking away quietly. They ain't even mad. People want to be treated right. People want to be loved on. This includes men too. And let me just say this. Y'all got mad about that Uber driver. That Uber driver that I put that... Listen, let me tell you something. And the reason why I want to bring this up, because it's back in what Side Eye, the Sage 7 said. So we got the Uber driver, right? That y'all didn't like him because y'all said he's misinformed. Not necessarily. He just believes what he believes. He just believes what he believes. And a lot of times we take issue with people that don't agree with us or think differently with us. So we sideswipe them, like we insult them, we shade them, we try to ridicule them. It is what it is. To me, there's beauty in diversity. Number one. Number two, we had a members only live. Y'all, watch this. I'm going somewhere with it about Black women and how hard we can be and how harsh we can be. Just wake up on some bullshit, right? And expect people to love you, like you, and accept you. Nah, cut the BS, like she said. And let me tell you where I'm going. We had a members only. Ooh, that was on fire. That members only was lit. Listen, I went live. There was a young man here in the hotel. He actually sat down. I put him on live and he started talking about, I was like, they say, do you got a girlfriend? He's like, yeah. What's her name? Chelsea. I said, oh my God, here we go. I said, without telling us Chelsea's race, describe why you like Chelsea. He said she's nice, she's kind. Anybody help me out if you can remember everything he said about her. And I ain't gonna lie, he said she's nice, she's kind, she's gentle. And I knew, yes, cute Catrice. I knew where he was going with it. And I said, are Black women like that? And he paused. He said she's soft. He sure did. He said she's soft, she's feminine. So I'm assuming Chelsea's white. I knew it. That's why I said, describe what you like about Chelsea without saying what race she is. Nice, kind, soft, feminine. He goes on. And then I said, is Chelsea white? He said, yes. I said, are Black women nice, kind, soft, and feminine? And he paused. I said, okay, forget it. Do you like Black girls? He said, yes, I do. I said, have you ever had a Black girl for a girlfriend? He said, yeah. So they said, pull up a picture of her. He pulled out his phone. He pulled out his phone and he brought up a biracial girl named Shay. I said, that's not black, that's biracial. He know that is black. So we laughed and we joked. He then go into why he liked Chelsea. He said Chelsea cooked collard greens, sweet potato pie, a turkey, green, what else? Dressing. All of that for him on Thanksgiving.
And
I
then he
said,
say
"Oh."
she was Mormon.
And she Mormon. Yes,
Yeah.
he did say she was Mormon.
Uh-oh, he better
Yes, he
watch
did.
out.
Listen, he was speaking to her thoughtfulness. He was speaking to her kindness. And then he revealed that he's in the military. Do y'all remember what branch of the military? He
That
said
I remember.
the Air Force or the Navy. So then y'all started to challenge him. He started naming off, no, I'm a oh this, I'm a this and this, da 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 da. Very good looking young man. He got Air Force. He's in the Air Force, right? Doing good for himself. And then when he got up, I said, Black women, are you raising your Black daughters to pick men like this? And me and my friend was talking about it last night. She said, Queen, we got to talk about it. What are we teaching? Why are we teaching our young girls, Black girls, to pass up boys like this? And then get mad when they start valuing the white women. Y'all, we too mean. I said it. I'm not talking about all of us. I'm talking about as a collective, like Side Eye the Sage said. I said what I said. You don't apologize when you're wrong. You out here offending people on purpose. You not going back to clear that shit up, to make that shit right. You give everybody your ass to kiss. And then you wonder why don't nobody want to fuck with you like that. Y'all mean on purpose. And I said what I said. Real quick before we go, ladies, LaDawn, what's your thoughts to that? I know that's pretty strong, but what are your thoughts?
I kind of agree with it. You know what I mean? It's a time and place for everything, and you got to be a chameleon, and you need to be strong where needed to be strong. But you also don't have to walk around with a chip on your shoulder and like you're entitled.
And can you sign it, seal it, and deliver it,
I
LaDawn?
said what I said.
I
We
said
need
what
to
I
be a little
said.
bit more kinder and softer. Show that.
And show it to other women first. It ain't even about dating. I just use that as I just use that to go off of what Side Eye, the Sage 7 said, because it opens up the portal for an extended dialogue. What are your thoughts, Fruit Gummy? Keep it real. Are we too mean as a collective?
I'll be honest, I'll say yes. I feel like there are a lot of norms or behavior that's been embraced. And I'm specifically talking about Black women. And I'm also speaking from my own personal experience about when I have been in predominantly Black spaces and with majority of Black women. There is this ideal of what it means to be Black or be a Black woman. And if you don't fit that norms, then it is a way in which you are treated or the way it's disregarded. And getting to your question of are we teaching our young women to appreciate those young men based upon what I, not myself personally, what some of my uh, friends grew up in, what some of the commentary you see online, we're not teaching anymore about the value of a Black man other than the provider or what we see as macho and masculine. And I said what I said. That's how
All
I
right.
genuinely agree. That I said what I said.
She said what she said. Real quick, Q Catrice, thank you. So not only is he in the Air Force, he's a nurse in the Air Force. That's a beautiful thing because whether he chooses to stay enlisted or come out, he'll always have a place to work in the healthcare system. So he's a provider, he's a protector, he's a nurse. Nurse lieutenant, okay, got you, protect your peace. He's a nurse and he's about to, I think he said he's about to receive a promotion to become an officer 3 or something like that, officer 3. Yeah. But the point is, it's a beautiful career. He was good looking, he was striking, but I could probably see when he was in high school, I think he said he was either 24 or 29, but I could see girls probably passing him over because he not all out there like that, in them streets like that. He may not be listening to the hardcore rap like that. Like that. You know what I'm saying? He's a
Yep.
nurse. He got a good career.
And that's what I was talking about. And like you said, and being really honest, in the chat, women, if y'all were to say, see somebody like him, right? Or even hear how he expressed himself, would you be willing to say, you know what, I want to fix my daughter up with him, or I would like to my someone I care about to embrace him, or would you say, he's kind of soft? And that's what I'm sure he has encountered in some spaces when it came to how he presents himself, and that's just being honest and truthful. I've heard it
Okay.
before.
Oh, they said 03 is a captain. He has a promotion. So he's a captain, y'all. But see, sometimes that ain't enough motion for us to want our daughter. Oh, he a nurse, y'all. He in the military. You can do better. What about that little boy that rap? Da-da-da-da-da. I'm just saying, we too mean. Let me tell you why I say we too mean as a whole. I'm saying as a whole. When I say the whole, when they collect, I'm saying how people stereotype us. I'm not saying all of us are mean, but the general conception to the world, including Black men, about Black women, and I'm going to get into how they're disrespectful too, but there's a level of accountability we have to take and become more self-aware. So not only are we too mean, hell, we mean to each other. We're vindictive to each other. We're rude to each other on purpose just because I woke up feeling in a badass mood. And as opposed to me not engaging, I chose to engage and ruin somebody else's day. We're mean as a whole. That's how people see us. That's how Black men see us. That's how white people see us. White women see us. I'm not saying that it's justified. I'm just saying that's the lens. That's the title we've received. Number one. Number two, I was in an Uber ride yesterday. I get the most interesting Uber rides. Not the first guy, but this guy told me he planned on proposing to his woman. Okay. And he's going to propose to her. He got it all planned out. Yada, yada this, yada, yada that. He said he loved her, this and this and that. Most of y'all wouldn't date an Uber driver. Let's talk about it. Most of y'all wouldn't even date an Uber driver. Jenna Lee Coy says, honestly, I just think Black men are very weak. They've always been very weak and they want cooperation by default. Damn, you want to come up? Let me drop the link. Because I'm finna get into it. I'm finna play this clip with Slim Thug. And she said what she said.
Things can be true, Queen.
Two things can be
Ooh,
true.
listen,
at
Queen
one
says
time.
she gonna make it hot this Saturday.
Factual.
Okay, cook it up, Queen.
I agree with that too. It's some truth to that as well. And
Damn.
Queen, I was primarily speaking about how Black women treat each other. It breaks my heart the way we treat each other, because when I see my sisters, I see a reflection of myself, and I feel like we should assume the best and treat each other with respect. And that's what I was speaking to, the way that we handle each other, knowing how we live and what we experience. We treat each other poorly, and I just don't like that.
I feel you. The abstract oracle says being the most disrespected people, it causes this behavior as a defense mechanism. And I can see that. I have to agree with you. But it's up to us to say, you know what? If I'm in a position where I have to put up a defense mechanism, maybe I'm in the wrong environment and around the wrong people, because I don't want to. If I got to put up a defense mechanism around you, guess what I'm thinking about? My exit strategy. If I can't be lovely around you without having to wear armor, I'm probably thinking, okay, shit, I sure hate it, but I can't show up like this. I can't have a defense mechanism. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I like love. I like friendship. Nah. And I agree. Anitra. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fruit Gummy.
Oh, I was just going to say, and we know that it's not all, because I see some of those comments, but we have to start being real, right? I'm going to say, in part of resting in our 92%, that is also having a self-awareness amongst us as Black women. We know that there are a lot of ill norms and behaviors. We talk about it and how we interact with each other. So, in us talking about our dynamic dealing with Black men, I don't want some of us to become frigid and feel like, oh, okay, y'all are buying into the narrative. No, we're having a discussion to help build self-awareness so that we can further rest in our 92%, so we can be soft.
Yes. I agree. And Anitra J, you're up next. I see you, sweetheart. Give me 1 second. We got to be able to start talking without everybody saying, it ain't all. We know it's not all of us. I think we've qualified that. But can we just sit down and really have a real, y'all always say, we need to talk. We need to fix it. Half the time we can't, because everybody get too emotional about fucking discussions and get mad. Because we all have different
comments, Queen.
Huh?
Very true. Very true.
Them comments is doing just what you're talking about.
They
It ain't
mad.
me, it's you. Yes, it's you
They
too with your
mad.
mean self. With
Hold
your
on. You
mean
know what?
ass.
I'm not gonna play with them. Hold on. Anitra J, you up next. Give me 1 second. I'm not gonna do this with y'all. Hold
Okay.
on.
You wanna argue. You wanna argue. I can't argue with you. You mad. I can't argue with you. No. Look at you. Look at you. You mad. Look at you. You big mad. I'm happy. Leave me alone. I'm happy. Leave me alone.
I'm just messing with y'all. I told y'all it's Saturday morning. I said what I said. This is
I
y'all.
love it.
We gonna talk. We gonna talk. Anitra J, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on?
Hey, I'm sorry. That song got me crying over here. Okay. How y'all doing today?
We
All right.
good. We
So
good.
Hey.
that thing had me crying just now. I'm like, oh God, she about to click on me. So, all right. So just piggybacking off of what y'all was talking about. So like, all right, I'm married. I've been married for about 14 years. But I wasn't raised to be a wife. You know what I mean? My mom didn't really teach me anything about being a wife because she was a wife, but my dad, got caught up in that crack era. So she didn't have time to teach me and my sister different things, certain things she did, but like she had to work and she had to carry the load because my dad ended up out there in them streets, messed up on that crack and stuff like that. And I think that's where the break, well, before that time, but a lot of us, I'm an 80s kid, so a lot of us, the home was broken during that era, once that came about. So it wasn't like we're being taught how to be wives and, you know, maybe how to cook a little bit because she had to work late. We got to take care of our siblings and stuff like that. But like when I met my husband, there's certain things I had to learn how to do because I was never really taught. And I had to get out of the mind frame of a single woman. So a lot of stuff I had to learn in the marriage because my mother never taught me. And and the thing about real quick, I just want to say something about like, okay, we talk about like, okay, how some of the men, a lot of these men, not all, but a lot are what do you call it, like weak or whatever. Depending on what their age range is, if they're around my age range, I'm 44. If they're around that age range, maybe a little older, they were affected by the same thing, which is that single parent household. And a lot of the single parents were the mothers. And let's just be honest, a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. So when you say a lot of these weak men, look who raised them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. We just kind of had got it messed up all the way around
Can you sign
in
it,
that
seal it,
era,
and
I guess you
deliver
could
it?
say. Oh yeah, and I said what I
I don't care.
said.
I don't care. I said what I said. I meant what I said.
All right, real quick. I see everybody. Give me 1 second. Missy Pete, Jenly Coy, Kay popped up real quick. I asked her to come up. She's here. Welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on, Queen?
Hi, Queen. I'm a little nervous being up here, but I want to say thank you for inviting me up. And hello to the palace. Um, I really didn't get to hear what the last young lady said, but I do understand when she says who's raised them. For me, as a Black woman, I feel like Black women are very unique from every other race of women because were we are attached to Black men by default. They were conquered, point blank, period. And I said what I said. So for me, when I hear it say who raises them, yeah, they're being raised by their mothers because their fathers are not there. For me, it's not a matter of fact about who raised them, who didn't raise them, who's not there. We can literally look back at documentaries from the 1970s, 1960s, and 1950s and see that our family structure has been broken for so long, for generations after generations after generations. So for me, I am not finna sit here and bow down to the slave. I'm not gonna do it. That's just personally for me. And for other races of women, for me, when black males go into other racial groups, those women don't get anything better. They get the same thing that the black community gets, you know? So I say, let them go, let them be. My only issue with black men is that they like to drag black women down for being over in that community, which I have a problem with. If you just go and be happy and, don't tear black women down, I am totally fine with that. I don't have a problem with interracial dating. I have a problem when black men get to having all this self-hatred and internalizing hatred because they don't like us for whatever reason. And truth be told, usually when they're talking about, oh, these women are this, these women are that, it's because that's what they want black women to be. But black women can be that. Most of us never had fathers. I'm not saying all because I don't speak in absolutes. Because I was very fortunate. I had a father growing up, but a lot of my friends didn't have a father growing up. So, for me, I do think they are weak. And also they're failing as husbands, they're failing as fathers, and they're failing as mates. They don't build anything, they don't control anything. They can't give us jobs, they can't give us loans, they can't give us money. It's just so many things.
Did we lose her? You there, Koi? Hold on. Let's do mic check. Can y'all hear Koi or is it me that lost audio?
Oh no, we can't hear her. Come back, girl.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so my whole thing is that like I don't hate black men. I definitely don't. I have 3 sons, but even though I have 3 sons, and as you guys know, Daryl Long is in the chat. That is my husband as well. He is a black man. I still speak the facts about what's out of here. I'm not talking from personal experience, which I can, but I'm also talking about the data, the statistics. We can literally look at it. We can literally read it. It's tangible. It's measurable about what's going on within our community. And the poverty that we have in our community is not due to black women. It is due to black men. Black women, when we don't attach ourselves to black men, we are on the up and up. We are literally thriving. But when we attach ourselves to them, we get somehow pulled back down. Like it literally is, to me, black men are worrying about submission and cooperation. How about you go build something? How about you go get some funds? How about we build schools and hospitals? So for me, I don't want to hear anything about black women until black men, aka the leaders who's supposed to be doing something, until they get up and start working on other things, because other men are not worrying about the submission from their women. That comes along with men doing what they're supposed to do, being fathers, being leaders, being builders, providing something. It's just too much data out here about black men not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And again, I do not speak in absolutes. I am speaking in the totality of it all for black men. So
Can you
that's,
sign it, seal
oh
it,
yeah, I
and
can sign it.
deliver it?
And I said what I said, and I would challenge anybody on it. Period. Thank you, Queen. I'm gonna go, you guys, because I have errands to run. But
Okay.
thank you guys so much, and I will be listening in chat.
All right, that's Jenly. Koi K came up. Y'all, I asked her to click the link. Thank you, ladies, for waiting so patiently. She said what she said. She said numbers don't lie. Missy Pete, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. And just, hey, listen, y'all, in the audience, you have the power now. Remember, it's Saturday morning. I said what I said. If you don't like it, you can put $9.99 on a super chat to put somebody in timeout. Okay, that's it. That's all. Missy Pete, let's go.
Good morning. So I'm gonna say that because of our history as a people, although Black women can tend to be mean, I think that we need to lead with loving on ourselves and getting to know who we are internally as individuals. It's difficult to pour love into someone when you've not been loved properly, whether that be at home, whether that be, in this world that we live in. It's difficult and challenging to pour love into someone else when you've not poured that love into yourself. So I think that we have to lead with grace for ourselves, for our sisters, and then for our men also.
Can you
I,
sign it, seal it, and deliver it?
I said what I said.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, she said what she said. My question to you, Missy Pete, side-eye to Sage 7 made a good point. She says we can be mean to each other as women. Before I go on to Sharon, real quick, how much grace do you need to give to a woman that's not capable of loving her other sisters?
Now there is a limitation there.
Come on now. Speak.
There is a limitation there because you're not gonna treat me like I'm no punk ass bitch neither.
Come on now.
So
That's all I'm saying. How
there
much
is a
grace?
limitation there. You identify, set some boundaries, make sure that you're clear on your boundaries. But
Okay.
I tend to always try to lead with grace, and that has a lot to do with the relationship that I personally have developed with God. I wasn't always like this because when I was younger, baby, you could catch these hands real quick.
Mm. All right. She said what she said.
And I
Give me one.
said what I said on that too.
Oh, on that. Give me 1 second. I got to go to my super chats. I want to make sure I honor that. Give me 1 second, y'all. And then listen, I got 2 more people. Then we going to roll on and get on these men. See, I've talked about the accountability part. I like assessing all sides of the argument. That makes a good debate, right? We're going to talk about the women first, accountability first from our end. What can we do to get better? I know it makes some of you uncomfortable. You don't like the fact that we coming down on women, but we're about to slide to the men. But in order to fix it, we got to talk about everybody's part, how we do contribute to the toxicity. And we start with how we treat each other, how we treat each other as women. Some of us are out of order, and you know you are. And if it hurts, ouch, I'm sorry, but we're going to talk about it. It's Saturday morning. I said what I said. So give me 1 second, y'all. Here we go.
Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me, comes to me. Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me. Money.
But it just popped up, and I got to see what y'all standing on when it comes to this. Lucy 2 says, Black women, your denial about your sons is some BS. Ask your Black daughters and granddaughters about how Black boys bash Black girls. Black girls have to guess if Black boys even like Black girls. Wake the fuck up, she said. Woo! Damn, Lucy. Sharon Middleton coming through with a 10-piece and a pepper says, I am a dorm director in an HBCU. I really am trying to break through the nastiness while they are young. It's a hard nut to crack. Y'all, we mean. She says she is a dorm director. She see these girls in the dorm, in a residential environment, being mean as hell to each other, coming into the college like that. They learned it from somebody. She said it's a hard nut to crack. She's trying to teach these girls how to treat each other. Okay. Let me go. Thank you, Miss Blackberry. She gifted 1 Queen Sheba Darling membership to one of you. So thank you so much. Wow. Sharon, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What are your thoughts?
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for waiting patiently.
No problem. Thank you so much. Okay, so yes, I am a dorm director for an HBCU, and this job is wow. You just would not believe what I've seen. These kids, one, they don't talk to each other. That's one. And number two, instead of they don't like to, what I'm noticing about this generation of girls is they don't like to stand on business or stand in their square. They'd rather cower and hide and do stuff underhandedly. And what I'm trying to do with these girls is to learn how to have conflict resolution with each other so that they can be roommates and then have lifelong relationships with each other. I graduated from Norfolk State in 1991. I still speak to my roommates to this day. And now, as far as Black women being mean to Black boys in high school, I'm going to have to side on you on that because I was that geeky, nerdy girl that nobody picked. I was not the object of any of these dudes' desire. Even the so-called weakling dude, I was that girl that was helping him with projects, doing this, doing that. But they always opine the pretty girl. They always opine those other women, and they like overlook they overlook girls like me. So now that I have a whole dorm full of girls that are like me, and so now I have to just, it's hard because you're trying to give them something different than what they're used to.
Let me ask you this real quick before you sign it, seal it, and deliver it.
Yes.
You say these, so we're talking college. We're talking freshmen? All
No,
the way
we're
up to
talking
seniors.
junior. No, we're talking sophomores, juniors, seniors, and grad
Right.
students.
Freshmen all the way up, right? So y'all freshmen, we're talking age 17 all the way up to whatever grad level can be. Let me ask you, that's
Mhm.
pretty young. So this is, can we assume this is a learned behavior when girls this age is coming into the dorms, which you're witnessing being this mean? Where did they learn that from? In your
Their
opinion?
house.
They learn it from, yeah, they learn it. They learn it from their parents, and their parents are always covering for them. So if I say, hey, please don't put garbage in the hall receptacles because it breeds roaches or something like that, something simple,
Right. So
and they
they're
keep
learning
doing
it
it.
from home,
Right.
which means Black women can be very mean to each other. If your daughters at 17, 18, 19 is coming in emulating the behavior that they've seen mama do with her friends and her sisters, are
Yes.
we not mean to each other and teaching our daughters to be mean to other girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
it. I want you to sign it, seal it, and deliver it before I go on.
I said what I said.
You said what she said, and that was Sharon. She says she's a dorm director at a HBCU. So thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
No problem. No problem.
All right. All right. Sharon's going to drop down. To Latrice, what's NSU? To Latrice says, Queen Sheba, darling, we have some NSU alumni in the palace. What's NSU, y'all? Y'all got to tell me so I can announce it.
Is that Norfolk?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, rep y'all squad, y'all.
Norfolk State. Okay, welcome. Thank you. Norfolk State University is in the house, in the palace. Let us give you a warm welcome. A round of applause. We appreciate y'all stopping by the palace. Listen, that's what we're talking about. We're about to shift. We're about to shift the conversation real quick. I got to move on, but welcome. Dia said, I think you came up real quick. Can you speak to it? Because I got to move on to a different topic. Are you coming up about Black girls being mean? I want to give you a second real quick. Aset, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said.
Okay. Two things so we can move on. One, I want to say that the AKAs were out in Oakland, and I want to say shout out to the beautiful women. And I was able to be with my coworkers, and they were like, "Why are they in pink and green?" I'm like, "Look, let me put you up on game. I'm not one of them, but let me know I know about you." They were out in full effect, and I loved it. The second thing I wanted to say was, no, you know what? I'm gonna put a pin in there. Like,
Okay.
I'm a little scattered this morning. Sorry, but yeah. So,
Can you sign it and seal it and deliver? Y'all got to remember you on Saturday morning. I said what I said.
I did. I said, but I did not say what I wanted to say, but I did say what I said, and the AKA was out there, and I said what I said, and
All
next
right.
week I'll be better.
Thank you. Dia said. She said what she said. She said she's gonna keep it cute today. We appreciate you coming up, Queen.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We got to move on. Belinda, I see you. I'm gonna bring you up. Give me 1 second. Let me take down my overlay, y'all. We gotta get to the topic of these men. Look, we fair over here. Let me go ahead and pull up what I want to share. We fair. We're gonna keep it fair. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Not that one. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's a lot going on in this chat. I know they mad, child. They ain't like what I had to say. That's all right. That's what it's about. It makes for great conversation. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree as long as we don't, personalize it. We're good to go. But you're always welcome to come up, y'all, and click the link and share your thoughts. Hold on and share your thoughts. Ain't nobody gonna get mad at you over here. We good.
What you always say, Queen, the psychological
And the behavioral traits of the
God.
Black the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. And we got to quit getting so mad as Black people when we hear stuff we don't like. Take it in. What are your thoughts? Share your thoughts. Share them in the chat. Massage the dialogue. But check this out. Slim Thug. I don't know what's going on with Slim Thug, but I do know he has taken to really sharing his harsh opinion on Black women lately. You see what I'm saying? Now, Slim Thug is about 44, 45.
Yep, that's the range.
Okay, a rapper based out of Houston. He's been all over the blogs over the last few months because he says some of the most salacious shit about Black women. Let's pull up and talk about it. Let me know when y'all can see my screen and we're going to get down to business.
We see it, Queen.
All right, here we go.
They put you through obstacle course. Y'all get mad when y'all see Black men with white women, Latina, whatever it is.
Hold on. He's saying Black women, y'all do too much. Y'all be trying to put us through obstacles as Black men, but let me start it all over.
Black women, they put you through obstacle course. Y'all get mad when y'all see Black men with white women, Latina, whatever it is. But them women on a dime, oh, you got your shit together, you handsome, let's go.
Anything worth having is going to be hard to get.
What he's talking about is sleeping with y'all. He said y'all want the men to do the most in order to sleep. Y'all have the most requirements for a man to have sex with y'all. Let me continue it. That's what he's talking about. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. He said with Latino women, white women, as long as he got a job and he's handsome, he can do what he want. He can get what he want. Y'all do the most. Hold on.
Average woman that you slide in her DM, she gonna be on go for it.
You wasn't on go. She wasn't on go.
Guess what, Slim? I'm not the average woman.
Right.
But
facts.
Exactly.
Facts. So, I'm not in no average woman DM. I'm going after the Lexus and the Dreas.
Bitch like me, I'm not on go. I'm in the top 1%. Yes, I am.
Child, what's the top? How we establish who in the top 1%? But let's continue.
Have no kids. I don't got no baggage. I'm outside. I'm hustling. I'm working.
I love that you in the 1%, but I will never let you pay for shit. I want a Black woman. I want to find women like y'all, right? But
no, he don't. That's a damn lie. If you know his history, go look at his page. No, the hell he don't. He got how many kids and how many baby mamas?
That part.
He wants you. He wants you to lay your head on that pillow, but he don't want you as a wife. But let's continue. And then y'all get a chance to cook.
At the same time, it's hard to go through obstacle courses when other women is throwing it at me.
Yeah.
He's saying Black women, I'm not finna wine and dine you. I don't have to. I'm not doing all that to have sex with you. Because other women, I can get it.
You know why they're throwing it at you? Because they're of low value.
The Black man is the desirable man. Nobody can top us if we get our shit together.
Ew.
I got my shit together.
And you are delusional because you have been rich since you were 18 years old.
You don't even know what it's like to really not have money.
But at the end of the day, I still say as a Black man, even if you broke, you still the most wanted.
To fat white women.
But I got to go through obstacle courses.
As you should.
Y'all never gave me none.
Okay.
All right. Does this remind you last week, Black Man is Fair? He came up here. He said, listen, ladies, he said, we want to sleep with y'all. Some men will take you out, but the goal is the same at the end, y'all. Did he come up here and say that last week? Belinda, welcome. And y'all, I'm going to give everybody 60 to 90 seconds because we're going to keep doing a round table on the panel. Okay. 60 to 90 seconds. And then so everybody can get in. What are your thoughts, Belinda? Welcome this Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on?
Hey, Queen and Chet, I'm standing on this. We as Black women, that's the problem. That's what the guy just said, that's what he want us to do. And that's what a lot of Black women do. They meet a guy, a lot of them will sleep with him the first night or the first day or after a few days. That's the problem. You are a jewel. We are Black jewels. We don't have enough respect for ourselves. Stop giving a man your body yourself. That's your pride and joy. Learn to respect yourself. And if that's where he's coming from and he's telling you that, tell him back. Because we don't have to do that. I think that's a lot of our problems. We as Black women, we get out here and we're looking good or whatever, and he thinks we look good, and they looking at your body, and the first thing they do, they want to sleep with you. No, you don't. Get to find out who they are in their head, what they got going, what they want in life. And I think that's where we make our mistake at. I want to add one more thing to that about Black women. We can't expect Black men to respect us because we don't respect ourselves. Stop calling each other B's and H's. Just like she just got through saying, I'm a B. You don't have to, I'm a lady. I don't want to be called that. And I think that's a lot. We want respect, but we don't give it. We call each other that ourselves. That's one of the problems. And I said what I said. Thank you, Queen.
You're welcome, Belinda. I almost caught you slipping. That white man was just knocking at my door. Belinda said what she said, and she said, respect yourself. I love it. I agree. Listen, I also want y'all to think about what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. I don't want to work hard for you no more. Black men don't want to work hard for you no more. I mean, I'm just putting it out here, ladies. It's coming out of his mouth. Hold on.
Hey, but Slim,
And I got my shit together. I'm like 0% type nigga. Paid off house, cars paid off. I will take care of you, all that. But y'all ain't gave me none. But at the end of the day, like, do you want a nigga who got his shit together or not?
Of course. Yeah.
So act like it. Give me some. Like I got my shit. Can you Google the numbers? Like, can we Google the numbers of niggas who got their shit together? Y'all gonna end up taking care of niggas. I put that color purple curse on everybody who ain't never give me nothing.
Don't put that shit on
And
me.
who I try to get, you gonna take care of niggas. Nah, y'all gonna take care of niggas. And that's what y'all want because y'all don't respect niggas who got their shit together.
So just because we haven't gave you none, that means we don't respect
I
you.
done been nice to y'all several times. Y'all ain't never, we ain't been on a date, nothing. So it's like, care a nigga. If that's what you want a nigga that's gonna do all that shit y'all want, take care of that nigga then. Black women.
Oh, damn. All right. We got Emperor Simp God. What are your thoughts, kind?
How you doing, Queen? Can you hear me well?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I don't like what he's saying because basically what he's saying is because I'm doing well financially, right? And maybe one of y'all can correct me. He didn't mention anything about his character. He just said he'd make a lot of money, so he should be treated a certain type of way. I don't like that because basically what he's telling women is, you see how much money I'm getting, I deserve submission, I deserve respect, and that's not how we gauge respect. We gauge respect on how you give it, your character, and a number of other different things. And what he's doing is he's doing the same thing we saw a lot of men in the manosphere do, the high value male trend. I'm a high value male. You don't deserve me for no reason. So I can say a lot more about this, but I'm gonna keep it to 60 seconds. I think it's very, very, very immature. I said what I said.
He said what he said. But let me ask you this. Let's keep it real. Are Black men moving out of a realm where they even value Black? Let's keep it real. Let me ask you this. Do Black men now see Black women as just something to pump and dump? In your opinion?
I think that Black men find most women to be pumped and dumped, especially once they get to a certain financial level, education level, because we live in a society that based everything on classes, and even with women, they base them on classes. They stage women at beautiful, exotic, et cetera. So most of the men that I know, especially Black men, they're not marriage minded, especially here in Detroit, Chicago. They're not marriage minded. So most of them, Queen Sheba, they look at them as pump and dumps. They have no respect for them or their standards.
Damn. What he's offering, is that a small level of prostitution? Like, damn, I'm gonna pay for this, but take care of me. Now you're supposed to sleep with me. That's not love, y'all. That's not relationship. What he said is, I just spent a little bit of money and you didn't sleep with me, and I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah, I think that's very, very counterproductive for men, because let's flip it. That's what I usually do in the manosphere. I flip their logic against them. If a woman come up to you and says, you know what, it's gonna cost you $500,000 every year just to get this punani, right? And I need it up front before panties come off. They'll call that prostitution, but that's basically what he's offering, as you just said.
Pretty much. I just wanted to make sure I heard what I thought I heard. Thank you, Simca. Feel free to hang out with us. I'm going to do a round table real quick, ladies. I know most of you have already been up here. Let me go to Nora because Nora hasn't spoken yet. Nora, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on? Hold on, Nora. Let me give you a second. I think your audio froze. Let's do a mic check real quick. Let me make sure. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Let me give Nora a couple of seconds. It froze on her.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there you
I'm
go.
trying to
Go
get back
ahead,
to
Nora.
you.
There you go.
All right. How y'all doing? All right. So it starts with self, and I'm speaking from personal experience. Who knew where the world was going to be? However, once I started to take better care of myself, I'm talking about all the way around. My business has gotten better. The way men interact with me, what I tolerate is different. I also noticed that all kinds of men invest in me now. So it starts with self. And if you cannot understand that and you're looking for somebody to pay for this, if you got to say it, you're not doing something. I invest in myself. I invest in all of the things, and then men just come along and they do what they're supposed to do. So ladies, take care of yourselves, pour into yourselves, do the things you want men to do for you, and watch it flow. I said what I said.
Oh, she said what she said. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. Where's my round of applause? Hold on. I'm going to give you Taco Bell.
I got Taco Bell, y'all.
She got Taco Bell. She earned it. She earned it. Listen, I think, oh, I ain't going to even mess with it. It was beautiful. Thank you for pulling up Nora. Nora said,
I love
start
y'all.
with yourself. Yes, start with yourself. Treat yourself well because you are what you attract. Ooh, real quick, full dummy. I want you to react to Slim Thug. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, if y'all gonna be mean to somebody, be mean to him. I'm just kidding. But I agree with what the young gentleman said. Everything he named off was financial or some kind of tangible thing. And to me, at the basic level, he sees relationships or the exchange between him and black women to the basic level of, can I say prostitution, queen?
Yeah,
a,
yeah.
a prostitution arrangement of that. I have all this stuff, so now you're supposed to give me my give your box to me. And isn't that one of the tropes that they already say about black women? They're gold diggers or they're easy if you have something. So it's just, he's a mess, number one. And then number two, hearing how he thinks about it, that also goes back to why it's important to teach your daughters, okay, that when you're picking a mate, it's more than what he got in his pocket. What is his character and his morals? And I said what I said. See, queen, you listen, you ain't have to get the white man on me.
I did. Y'all doing good, baby. You was at 52 seconds. Simgok, okay, Simgok, you ready? LaDawn, you got the mic, LaDawn.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. I just can't even believe it came out his mouth, but I kind of can. I think it's disgusting. I think, if he's so quick to put them on a pedestal because they slept with him in one night, he feels like actual favors equal to respect, then that just really shows where his mind at. And I hope he don't got no daughters, because if he's telling his daughters every time a man take you out and pay for something for you, you supposed to bend down and do whatever he wants you to do, it's sickening. It really is. And it's scary because the other women are in competition with those women. Like, I got to do this and that. And that's where that other stuff get introduced. The threesomes, foursomes, and all these marriages in one, and all of this stuff is coming from, because they're all competing, and it's disgusting. But like the woman before me said, it starts inside. It's how you carry yourself, the self-respect you have, and your morals. And it's sad. And I said what I said.
She said what she said, baby. Y'all coming in. Y'all are killing it. Thank you. She said what she said. Miss Belinda, I'm going to play another clip. I'm going to let you go first on the other clip. Y'all, we
Okay.
finna move. Okay, we finna move on. He ain't the only one. If you look at, I have 3 different personality types on this thumbnail. Hold on. On this thumbnail. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me put it back. Look at the thumbnail. We got Slim Thug, high earner, rapper. We got Dr. Gregory Lunsford, high earner, doctor. We got Funky Dineva, high earner, YouTube blogger. We cover Slim Thug. No value for Black woman. Y'all too much. Don't nobody want to work for y'all. We finna cover Funky Dineva. He said, y'all the lowest on the totem pole. Fish. Even the gay Black boys don't want to be y'all. Bitches, hoes. That's what he said. I'm finna play it. You bitches. And then we got, I put the doctor on there because many of you believe he's abusive to his Black, lovely, beautiful wife who served in the military. That's why I did 3 different personality types so we can tag it from all ends. Let's talk about it. Give me 1 second. Let's run down Funky Dineva and how he really feel about y'all as Black women. Listen, I didn't say it, he did. I just want you to see it. I want you to hear it for yourself. What these men are saying. Give me 1 second. What are your thoughts? What is the obsession that these men have with Black women? Is it to break you down? I don't know. That's why I'm bringing it to today's topic. All right, y'all ready?
The day gonna end. So, there was a lot of y'all who didn't even want me to bring up the Dr. Heavenly thing again or whatever. But I'm actually going to bring it up because it's been bothering me. It has been bothering me.
Jermaine
struggled for years with dental issues before finally finding Nuvia. Listen to what he wanted most after his smile makeover.
I want to be able to smile at my wife with confidence. I want to be able to look her.
It's been bothering me for the last 24 hours. And so, as a result of, Dr. Heavenly's comments, you guys can go back and find them in reference to gay men not being real men or whatever. And she didn't mean it like that. And listen.
All right, let's pause. He said, as her friend, a gay man, he's telling you, and at this point, he's talking to the gay Black community. He's saying she didn't mean it like that. So he established that he is not offended by Dr. Heavenly, okay? Whether you are or not, he's telling y'all he's not offended by her. Why is that important? Because that's where the conversation should have ended. If you're not offended, if you're coming out to explain her side as her friend, it should have stopped there, right? If you truly aren't offended by anything that this straight Black woman has said. But then we go into a little bit more detail. Here we go.
Listen, in being friends with Dr. Heavenly, she's made comments like that before in my face. She's made comments like, oh, if a man called me a bitch, my husband would probably fight, but he probably wouldn't even get mad if one of the gay boys did it or whatever, because it's not the same. He look at you like y'all not like a real man or whatever the case may be. Look at it sideways, keep it moving, choose to address it and fix it, keep it moving, whatever the case may be. And I wrote the comment because everybody's blowing my phone up, and I wrote, "Do y'all now see why I don't fool up with fish too heavy?"
All right. So he's established he's not bothered with what Dr. Heavenly has said, which was perceived by most of the Black gay community to be a homophobic rant. He said, that don't bother me. She ain't said nothing wrong. Whatever. But he responds after saying he wasn't bothered to say, do y'all now see why I don't fool with fish too heavy? Fish is a derogatory term that gays use to describe women. Fish. Let's just focus on that part before we go on. 1 or 2 people respond. Would anybody like to have a reaction to that?
I'll say something. I have a problem with the fact that the majority of his audience are Black women. And he regards Black women and he thinks that it's okay to speak to his audience in that way. It's disrespectful. It's not okay. Whether he agrees or doesn't agree with Dr. Heavenly was no longer the issue. He needs to be accountable for what he's saying.
Boom. Can you
And I
sign
said
it?
what I said.
There you go. Thank you. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me get to the super chats and then I'll give somebody else, whoever wants to react to that real quickly. Give me 1 second. Let me handle these super chats. Hold on. Who is this? Betty. Betty says, Queen, how you forget the 1% from the Atomic Habits? What you talking about, Betty? You gotta remind me. Let me know. Miss J. Cole coming through with a 5-piece and a pepper says Slim Thug has been talking this way. Same guy that slammed Sierra for getting with Russell. He said that Russell's a simp, but he also accused victims that have been sexually assaulted by P. Diddy of wanting attention. And if it truly happened to you, he said he didn't believe him, because if it truly happened, you should have said something before, and it's all a money grab. So yes, he has been talking for a while. Side eye Sage 7 coming through with a 10-piece. Thank you, Queen. She says Funky is a hypocrite. Black women built him up by supporting his playing a caricature, how you say that, caricature of us. He needs to do the work on himself and stop projecting the image of the women who hurt him onto all of us. Let's get into it. Anybody else want to react to him calling us fish before I go to the next clip?
Yes, Queen, this is Belinda. You know why? Because we allow it. Like the other caller just said, most of his audience is Black females. They go in every day after day after day. They're tuned in. They tune in to Dr. Helen. All of this until we, as we said, 92%, until we as Black women stand up and say, no more. And when I say no more, stop tuning in. You're filling his pockets. You're feeling, that's what they're doing. So he don't think nothing about Black women. None of them. Because, and Dr. Helen don't care. She said her husband would do whatever if a man called her that. But she do it. So why are we as Black? I don't. Why as most of the Black women? That's my question. Why are you tuned in to him? Why you keep listening to her? And I said what I said.
All right. She said what she said. All right, y'all. We're going to continue this conversation. He just getting started now. Let's go.
That was my comment. Do y'all now see why I don't fool up with fish too heavy? Then my comment was, what Heavenly said is how most of y'all feel. My text messages have been going off all night, people wanting to know what I think.
So now he's justifying insulting you as a woman by calling you fish, because in his mind, he believes, you know what, I ain't focused on Heavenly. Most of y'all feel like she does anyway.
Here is what I think. I have learned how to navigate the world being considered less than a man since the 3rd grade.
So how do we get into it? How do we catch a stray as a whole, as Black women? Because as 3rd grade, you're a child. So who's been giving you a hard time? Your mom?
No, because he want to be a Black woman, period.
But who would give him a hard time? So he's talking about Black women.
His mama.
And
the kids that he was in school with, but primarily his mama.
And he has outwardly talked about the negative relationship he had with his mother and his grandmother because they weren't accepting of his sexuality.
Let's get into it. So you talking about your mama. Let's see, you know what? I like to go back and establish the hurt that your mama did to you. So now all Black women is a piece of fish. Let's continue. It gets worse.
Honestly, I have no real reaction. It's another day at the office for me. Unfortunately, especially in the Black community, this is a shared thought by the majority. I can upset my makeup and disturb my tears about a belief that won't change in this lifetime, or I can keep scrolling through Uber Eats. Uber Eats it is. These are my official thoughts, so y'all can stop asking and tagging me. And yes, I will still be her friend, the same way I'm friends with the rest of y'all and y'all closeted beliefs about gay men. It is.
Now, what would make you on the panel? What are your thoughts to him saying, I'm going to continue to be her friend, as well as the other Black women I'm friends with, and I know they don't like me as a gay?
That's a cop-out.
It sounds like conditional alphabet outrage to me. Like you're willing to accept certain things from certain people because of certain conditions and where it gets you and who you need to stay connected to. I think he's disgusting. I think this is just, of course you'll still be friends with her because look what type of person she is. You know, it's disgusting. And I said what I said.
His relationship with Black women is beneficial to him. Him having Heavenly as a friend is beneficial.
Yep.
Remember, she gave him that discount on his teeth, as well as who she has access to. Then in terms of his makeup of his fan base, that's predominantly Black women. Then, like you said, we're fun. We're a light. We like say we the salt of the earth. So yeah, he has no problem being friends with us, but does he respect you? That's the question.
Well,
No.
it doesn't. No, you're right, Queen. He doesn't. But guess what? We don't respect ourselves. The black women, they keep tuning in. He keeps saying he's okay with it because they keep tuning in until they show him. I don't like it. I don't want no parts of it. But as long as you keep going over to his channel and tuning in, he's gonna keep doing what he's doing. At what point? That's my question again. At what point is when black women are saying we keep saying we 92% on what? On the fact
Thank
that
you.
you see what I'm saying, Queen? We keep saying we 92%. What are you 92% on? That's my question to the black women. Are you 90% on certain things, but not on others? Because guess what? Let me give you an example right quick. I was married over 25 years, divorced and all. I worked with the guy I worked for the city government, and he worked for the mayor. He was appointed to the mayor. Very educated black guy, wore the suits and all that stuff. When I divorced after 3 years later, because he always liked me, but he knew I was married. 3 years later, we started hanging out and we went to the movies, Queen. We got to the movies, and I can't remember the name of the movie. It was something about a man being charged with rape or whatever. And he sat there. It wasn't hardly nobody in the movie. It's on a Sunday, and he sat there. And I knew him. I knew he was arrogant or whatever. But for whatever, we still hung out. He was all right. And then he started saying in the movie, man, that BITCH, you see that? And I looked over there at him and I bunched him. I said, what? I said, what? That's what I said. And then he didn't say nothing. Then, you know what? Later on, we went to another movie. He did it again. And you know what? The last time when he came to my house and he got ready to walk away and he hit me and I said, hey, I need to say something to you. And I addressed him. I said, let me say this to you. I said, I don't like that. I said, we hung out at the movie because he had told me I had a good time. I said, I did too. And I told him, I said, but I want to say this to you. I don't like the fact that if we're watching a movie on the screen and you're calling women out their names, what the heck would you do to me if I make you mad?
Huh?
So I told him right then, I don't like it and I wish you wouldn't do it. And he really was outdone because he was very arrogant and stuff. But he looked at me, Queen, and he nodded his head and he said, you right, and I'm gonna do it. And you know what? When he know I didn't curse and do all this stuff like that. I know I'm a hero, but at the end,
Yeah, we gotta move, Belinda. We gotta go, Belinda.
Okay.
Come
But
on,
he
Belinda.
respect me for that. Okay, thank you, Queen. And I said what I said.
You said what she said. Okay. Let me keep it playing, y'all. It's kind of long, so we gotta get in and out. Okay, give me 1 second. Virgo, you up next. Give me 1 second. Let me pick up where we left off. Okay. Hold on, y'all. We gotta keep it rolling. Give me 1 second. Y'all ain't finna get me to pull out that white man on Miss Belinda. Sharon Middleton coming through with a 5-piece says Funky said he was gay first, not black first. He views his blackness as a curse. He always says he was a rich white woman. Man, damn, Sharon, thank you. Patricia Bennett coming through with a 2-piece says him calling black women fish was disrespectful. He said watch this. Hold on.
It is par for the course. And here is the thing. I stand by my comments 400 times. I double down on my comments 400 times. And y'all just gonna have to get into it, because let me first acknowledge that, and I hate that we live in a world where every time you talk about something, you have to say some, not all. Some, not all. Some, not all. Okay? And listen, I know that when I use the word fish in my caption sometimes, that it upsets some of y'all and it tap dance on some of y'all nerves. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I do it on purpose lots of times.
All right. There we have it. He said, I disrespect y'all on purpose. I stand on it 4 times, 5 times. I don't care. I disrespect y'all on purpose. Ultimate Virgo, welcome to Saturday morning. I say what I said. What you standing on?
How you doing, Queen? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good. How are you?
Listen, I'm good. I just want to say I'm a lesbian. So, and I'm a fan of you, and I'm a fan of Funky Dineva.
All right.
And
welcome.
one thing I can say about Funky Dineva is in that live, he also said that if he had to basically cancel all the women in his life that said something negative about his sexuality or homosexuality, period, he'd have to block out a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? So I get him dismissing what Heavenly said in that moment, because I mean that's the reality in this lifestyle. Like, we can't cancel. I mean, who wants to go through life canceling everyone who says something about homosexual? Because the bottom line is, a lot of people in our world don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? So I understood him in that respect, but Funky has yeah, he does have a cycle of disrespecting Black women, which is why I do have to click off um to what he's saying most of the time. Like, I give him chance after chance after chance, but it never fails. Anytime he's addressing something about Black women, it's oftentimes negative, you know. So
Okay. Let me ask
mhm,
you this, and thank you for
mhm.
coming up and sharing like intricate details. Before I move on, let me ask you this: as a woman, a gay Black
Mhm.
woman, do you
Yes.
have close friends that purposely, intentionally disrespect you as a part of the LGBTQ community on purpose? In your
Absolutely not. But guess what? My mama does.
how long? Okay, let me ask you. Can I ask? Let me how can I? Let me ask you a question. If and just say pass if you don't
No,
want
go
to
ahead. No,
answer.
no.
Okay. What age were you when you were comfortable sharing with your mama your lifestyle choice?
Shit, I'm 41. I just told my mama at maybe 38.
Did she know
But
prior
I
to
had
you
but I
saying
had
it?
been dating women. I had been
Okay.
with women since my 20s.
Did she know it even though you didn't confirm it?
I think mothers know. Uh, but she didn't say that she knew.
Okay. What age were you when she started openly disrespecting you verbally?
When I came out.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Has that changed your perception of Black women as a whole?
No, no, no. It doesn't even change my perception of her. Like, I love my mom, for the most part, women are accepting. People who love me are accepting. You know what I'm saying? Uh, most people in my life didn't flinch when I told them what time it was with me. You know what I'm saying? Not
Mhm.
even my own child. It's just my mom is she's in the church every Sunday. She's one of them. So I think it's more of a vanity thing. I think it's more of a I don't want to be out here with the gay child. I think she just doesn't like how it looks.
Gotcha. And listen,
Mhm.
thank you for being honest, and thank you because the reason why I asked you those questions
Mhm.
to show y'all different scenarios of how
Mhm.
we choose to show up. You've had similar experiences of being disrespected by your mom like he was. And my question
Absolutely.
to you,
That's why
yep,
I can listen to Funky, but like I said, every time it comes to any topic he mentions about a Black woman, he doesn't miss a chance to say something foul about a Black woman. He doesn't, and it's
got
messed up. It
got
you know.
all right. All right. Thank you, Ultimate Virgo. I'm everybody mute up. I'm gonna continue the video. All right, here we go.
But I also want you to understand that when I make comments, and see, Melissa, you put the perfect comment. We are all being judged and critiqued. Black women. Oh, no, Melissa, you got a good comment, not you. No, you got a good comment. What I want y'all to understand sometimes is that
Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me
There's
one
a driver from a small town in
second, y'all.
Georgia who walked away with $80,000 after their car accident last month. Here's the shocking part.
number one, if it don't apply, let it fly. And number two, truthfully speaking, in this moment, I'm not talking to y'all. In this moment, I am not talking to y'all. I am not talking to women. I am not talking to Black women. In this moment, I am talking to my gay boys. And I think what a lot of y'all fail to realize is that.
So what he's saying is he put out a PSA. This PSA, do y'all now that he's talking to the gay boy, code language. Now do y'all see why I don't fool with these fish? He said, I ain't even talking to y'all. I'm letting the boys know.
I am a gay boy first. Okay. I'm a gay boy first. I like the fact that y'all like coming over here, playing in my front yard. I respect the fact that y'all like to play in my treehouse and eat my snacks. But at the very end of the day, I am a gay boy first. And I have a different experience on this planet than Black women, than Black men. I am talking to my gay boys when I say things like, you need to watch out for fish. Okay. And I understand all of y'all don't think that way. But what you're not going to get me to believe is that all 6,124 of y'all who are on this chat right now, you're not going to gaslight me into believing that all of y'all are here for gay people. And all
right, even if they not, so what? Because you're
Right.
not here for Black women. You said you don't like us.
Right,
So
wrong, or
what's the
indifferent.
period? Here's the thing. You are what you attract. If you attract hate from Black women, because secretly you harbor hate. Let me get only one or two of you to talk about that. We're gonna keep going. You are what you attract. So if you're getting a hate, if you are attracting a hateful crowd, it's because you have harbored resentment against Black women. This is how it works, y'all. You cannot cheat life. Who wants to talk about that real quick in about 30 seconds? Just come off mute. All right.
Well,
okay, go ahead, LaDonna.
Yeah, well, I feel like this, it's not, first of all, he's saying all, and you keep saying, you're going to tell me, so you're trying to punish somebody for not doing what you said they probably doing, thinking they doing, but Heavenly did what you see she did, but you want to push it off on what you think somebody assuming. Projected. That's just crazy to me. And I think he's trying to program people to think that way. I said what I said.
She said what she said. Let me tell you what he's doing. He's actually, and this is bad, he's intentionally creating division.
Yes.
Based on his trauma between gay Black men and Black women. He's saying, you watched them. I told y'all to watch them hoes. Watch them bitches. Watch that fish. He said, I ain't even talking to y'all. But let me tell you something. When somebody gets so bold that they feel like they can disrespect a group of people, him, Dr. Heavenly, out loud, with little to no fear, but y'all have enabled him.
Yes, Queen.
That was the opportunity. That was the opportunity for his audience. That is 99% Black women to tune the fuck out.
That's right.
Since you talking to the gay boys, then talk to the gay boys. Let them keep your numbers up.
Right. And that's what I kept saying. Why are we as Black women keep tuning in? And I'm gonna say this. Yesterday, we posted all in and agreed that we were not going to shop in the restaurants and all that on the 28th of February. Okay, so if we can come together for that, come together for him, because he's telling everybody, you right, Queen, he's divided, and he's telling Black women he don't like you. But guess what? He gonna play the game with you as you come over there and do a like and share, because you put money in his pocket.
No, so he's not playing no game.
Well, I mean, not a game, but you're right. You're right. I shouldn't say a game.
Outright. He's outright saying,
and he don't care.
Yeah.
And he don't care. He don't care.
Side-Eye Sage 7, thank you for the 5-piece and a pepper. Since Funky is an angry third grader trapped in a grown man's body, his healing is his responsibility. I think you're right. I don't know why those women go over there for abuse. You know what? I don't go over there for abuse. I don't. Now, let me tell you something. I don't agree with his rhetoric about Black women, so I don't go over there. Period. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, I also have enough sense to be able to say he's an excellent content creator. Excellent content creator. I don't support the content or the person, but I still can say he's an excellent content creator. This man don't like y'all, and this man is doing a PSA openly. War against Black women. It is what it is. Let's go.
All of y'all support gay people. The overwhelming majority of y'all watch me and will still look me in my face and say things like, love the sinner, not the sin. I love the sinner, not the sin. Now, what type of backhanded shit is that? Okay. And then there is this expectation.
Real quick, the reason why, let me tell you guess who, I'm gonna keep it rolling. His mother said that to him. His mother was a highly religious woman. And I know this because these are his words. So we're talking facts. He shared that he felt like his mother rejected him. His mother would talk about how sinful his life was. So when he's talking to that screen, love the sinner, not the sin, he's talking to his mama. And I think some of the primary majority of his female audience is his mama, a persona of his mother. That keeps him reliving that trauma, which is why he don't like y'all, but he's savvy enough as a content creator to know, let me take their money Let me get them over here because you're going to fund my future.
I guess. Let me back up. Let me first take responsibility. The first thing is I probably just shouldn't have even said nothing publicly about the heavenly thing.
You shouldn't have. But guess what? You wanted to, because it wasn't about heavenly to you. It was your chance to take a shot at Black women, so you did what you wanted.
My life would probably be a hell of a lot more peaceful right now. So I'll eat that. I will eat that. I probably just shouldn't have said nothing. This wouldn't even been nothing. But the point that I want y'all to understand, even if it's not you, it's the bitch next to you. Okay.
He would have been better off.
What is up, everybody?
On
I'm
his
here at
platform.
Medieval Times.
He just told y'all, even if it's not you, it's your bitch ass friend. Hold on, I'm just repeating what the man said. Y'all all bitches, so if it ain't you,
okay. Y'all are not going to sit here and gaslight me into believing that when y'all are not in all female spaces, when y'all are not in the hair salon, when y'all are not at the bridal shower in the background, that the homophobic shit don't be going around. All right, and that when that girl.
So those are the groups he runs with. That ain't my group. But this is wow.
Over there gets mad when she's telling the story. We become every punk, faggot, and sissy in the book. All right, and you're not going to gaslight me into believing that when it happens, that you put your cape on every single time and you run around the hair salon educating people. No, you sit your ass there with your legs crossed. You keep reading your Ebony magazine and you wait for Shanika to call you to get your hair washed. The reality of
this is deep, y'all. The level of resentment and disdain this man have for Black women, that he's actually convinced himself that when Black women are alone in a room, that they talk about gay men. Is that not delusional and crazy?
Very. Maybe the spaces that he occupied when he was growing up, but that's not everybody.
No, he believes and has convinced himself. You know that's not true. I know that's not true. This man actually believes that when women get along, they're talking about gay men. Let's continue. I want y'all to hear how crazy and embedded the hate is.
Of the situation, guys, is whether you like it or not, whether some of y'all agree with it or not, whether some of y'all are the biggest allies of the community or not, there still is a large portion of people who are not. And one thing that bothers me about the female gender sometimes is y'all walk around and act like y'all carry the only license to pain and the only license to be able to vent. The same way y'all are able to stand up on platforms and say things like, y'all say things to y'all community all the time. Case in point, if y'all see a bunch of men standing across the street at night, walk across the other side of the street.
Nigga, be quiet. What the fuck does that have to do with you? So you like to say you don't want to be a piece of fish. Let me tell you why we cross let me tell you why we cross the street. Because fish is valuable. So valuable, they'll take it, they'll grape it, they'll abuse it, they'll sex traffic it. So that's the value of fish, that women have to take extra precaution to protect themselves. But you are so disconnected from the anatomy of a woman, you don't understand why she wouldn't be bold enough to walk through a crowd of men at night. You've lost your damn mind. And I said what I said. Who wants to react to this real quick? Fruit Gummy, LaDon, Emperor Simp God, Missy P. Belinda, real quick.
It's very telling the equivalency that he made. Think about it. A woman is getting away because she's possibly going to be assaulted. And he's trying to use that to validate his disrespect, not only for women in general, but specifically Black women that have the highest rates of rape and assault. Interesting.
And starting from childhood in most cases. But let's continue. Anybody else want to get in?
I would say this, Queen. I genuinely stay out of these kind of these conversations because I still see him as a man. So I feel some type of way when I see Black men expecting Black women to just get up and protect them when you are fully capable of defending yourself, or from an articulate standpoint and physical, because he's a man. So everything he's doing right now is just kind of like crybaby-ish and finding somebody to blame. But on the other side, I do think that therapy would be best for him.
I got you. And he said what he said. Listen, but I think it's asinine. Look at what he said. Y'all act like y'all the only ones that go through shit. Y'all cross the street when it's a big group of men. Are you crazy, sir? I don't think Funky sees women as women. I think he sees something to compete with. Something to compete with. And I think Funky may see himself as more of a woman than he views other women. And that's just my belief. But let's continue.
It ain't safe. Y'all don't see the male collective getting mad and getting up in arms or whatever the situation is, because it's the truth. All right? Listen, when I'm talking to my gay boys, I'm talking to my gay boys. And gay boys, y'all need to be careful of fish, okay? Because all them hoes ain't your friends.
Wow.
Friends. All right? And the overwhelming majority of them hoes, they want you to be their boyfriends, their husbands, their baby daddies, lick their wounds when these men out here treating them wrong. They want you to be their sounding board. They want you to listen to everything that's going on in their life. All right? Listen to all their woes. Don't know nothing about yours. Okay, and then the minute they get back in good graces with that Negro, or they get back in good graces with their good homegirl, your ass is shitted on and pushed back to the side. All right, that may offend some of y'all. That's our experience with y'all.
That's your experience. You're
what
not
that
valid.
got to do with what Heavenly did? I'm confused.
It don't. I said that earlier. I said this has nothing to do with Heavenly. He's
My point.
utilizing that as a technicality to declare war on Black women. Listen, he don't like y'all. For those of you that may be tuned in and friends with him, he's telling you, I don't know how many ways a man can tell you he don't fuck with you. I said what I said.
Yes, right.
He's saying he don't like y'all. He's calling all gays to the front line to say, don't trust bitches. Y'all, I'm gonna mute y'all up while you're not talking because it's a lot of background. He's saying, don't trust these bitches. Don't trust these hoes. My gay boys, tune in, listen. These hoes ain't important. These he just said it. This is horrible.
And can I add some context as well to even further show how he is like trying to stick the needle, Queen? Is that all right? I'll do it quickly.
Yeah.
That term he's using, fish, I have heard it, and it is used predominantly in his community and in a table talk sense. And when they have more mainstream platforms, they've acknowledged that our women, our fan base of women, don't appreciate that, so they don't use it publicly. So the fact that he knows that it's a point of contention and is specifically making sure to use it is further to let you know I don't respect you.
Oh, I know. My best friend is gay. But listen, he told y'all he did it on purpose when he started off the video. He said, I do it on purpose. I don't give a fuck about how y'all feel. I don't give a fuck about you bitches being offended. You still, all 6,000 of you bring your black asses over here. I'm riding with you, Fruit Gummy. I'm saying.
Queen, may I also feel like if this conversation were specifically about a certain demographic of women, he and Heavenly both have platforms. He could have very easily invited his friend onto his platform and told her to her face directly how he felt. He opted not to. He opted to continue to disrespect Black women as a whole. He is full of hurt, anger, and hate.
And what he said, he been wanting to say that for a very long time, Queen. This is nothing new to him. He's been wanting to say that, and now he had the opportunity, and I agree, has nothing to do with Dr. Heavenly. But that tell you the type of lady, well, I don't even say lady, the type of person she is. But I'm like the young lady, he has a lot of hurt in him. Until he's healed, he's not going to change. But I'm going to say it again. I don't know how many times I said it. When are we, as not me, but a lot of when are the Black women that go over there and tune, when they going to get it? That's my point.
To be honest with you, let them go over there. It ain't my fight. Let them. They've been going over there. He said that. He said he disrespects them on purpose. He said it's not about Dr. Heavenly. Me, I believe people when they say something. No, I'm not. Look, I believe it. I believe it. So let them go over there. I'm not calling on. Listen, it ain't my job to save you. If they want to go, let them go. Let them go get disrespected. Don't get between a dog and his bone. I'm being sarcastic, but I'm dead ass serious. And I said,
but you're right, and you're right. But then they'll go over there and allow him to do it. But then when one of the other women's or another race call you a B name, then you ready to fight, Black woman. You see what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me, not at all. How is it that you okay with a gay young man to say, call you all kind of names, and then the brothers, you got a problem with the brothers doing it, and then the sisters, but you do it to each other.
All right.
That's the sad part.
41 Fit, welcome.
Good morning. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Listen, good morning, Queen. Good morning, panel, palace, all of the above. Great conversation. I believe two things could be the truth at the same time. I believe he was directly addressed in heavenly. We keep it a whole buck.
Oh,
But
really?
oh yeah, oh yeah, because she has issues. It's I'm sorry, allegedly, and in my opinion, there's issues in her own marriage. If you think that she has not gone to him with her issues within her marriage, with her children, and all of the above, you got another thing coming. In that clip that you played, it talked about you want to use us as a shoulder to cry on and all of the above. I believe he was addressing heavily in all black women. I had to when he made that mention of, love the person, not the sin. I agree. Right then and there, where he was addressing his mother. And I had to, like, as a Christian woman, I had to dig deep. Like, do I have these type of conversations at the salon? I don't. So it just goes to show the circles that he's in. But yeah, that's mine. I said what I said. He was addressing heavenly and all black women at the same time.
Okay. Oh, that's a different perspective. That's what I'm saying. I love when y'all come up and offer a different perspective. Let me continue it. I think it's only 2 more minutes that I want to play, and then we gon' move on. Feel free to hang out, 41 Fit. Let's continue, y'all.
Some, not all. Some, not all. Some, not all. But that's our experience. All right. So, like I said in my post, I have learned to navigate being considered less than since the 3rd grade. If I was to X out everybody in my life that had that belief system, if my gay boys were to X out everybody in their life that think that way, we have no family and we have no friends.
It's almost like it's a them versus us. It's almost like it's a them versus us. And let me tell you why I say that. And I don't know if this is the experience of the pressures in the black community that make black men feel like they cannot be openly gay, or if it's a combination of backlash because there are a lot of down low men that sleep with both men and women. I don't know if it's a mixture that have caused gay black men to say, we don't trust you women. Now, notice he's not saying nothing about the men. To him, the women is the enemy. Okay. But I can say this. I don't really hear too many white gay men bashing white women. So I don't know if this is specific to us. Because I just don't see it from other races. And maybe I'm not in those kind of places where I will be guided and directed there to hear that kind of rhetoric. I do know some people are up against things where their family are not accepted, but I've never heard an outright PSA where white men and other men of other races have called on all their gays of the same race to go after those women or to not trust those women. Let's continue.
I'd have no grandmother. I'd have no mama. Okay. I'd have no uncle. Them cousins over there. We'd have no friends. We would have no friends. All my devout Christians, we have no friends. So I mean what I say when I say it. I have learned how to navigate things. Y'all may not understand it, and you don't have to understand it. Okay, but this then, wanted me to get up and cuss her out and put her in her place that I would have to do. It's 7,000 of y'all on here. I promise you, I have to X out 5,000 of y'all as well, who sit back and have the same closeted beliefs. And y'all do. I'm okay with gay people. I don't want my son to be one. How many of y'all sit up and watch me and key and all that, and y'all would beat the shit out of y'all son if he came home and was me? So now, bitch, you ain't finna gaslight me into believing it. You ain't finna, y'all hoes ain't finna gaslight me into believing. And actually, you say it's ignorant, and it can be. Turn me off. Turn the page. It's my/our experience. It is. Now, I will say this. I thank you, and I acknowledge those of y'all who are true allies. I do. And I am going to learn to try to lean on y'all a little more than. But it's the same thing that
I don't even think that's good for a black woman that would consider herself to be an ally to him, because he has so much. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot work properly with negative energy depending on how traumatic, whether you gay, straight, boy, man, woman, child. See, when they bring that energy to your circle, it ain't really too much loving on them you can do, because they already have a preconceived notion about how you will be towards them based on their own history, and they're going to create a division anyway, subconsciously, that's going to be disruptive to the whole. What are your thoughts, 41 Fit or anybody else on the panel that would like to react to him saying, I appreciate the allyship, and maybe I'm gonna start leaning on you. You ain't leaning on me with that negativity, but what are your thoughts? Anybody want to get in real quick, 30 seconds or less?
I
I
agree with you,
agree.
Queen.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And we have a more recent example. Every woman that has tried to help him in some capacity, he is turned on and been vile on. Claudia Jordan gave him opportunity on a show. We can go to that other content creator that gave him a place to live. Now, no matter what the fallout was, he was nasty and vile to them. But when it has come to other men that have, like you said, outwardly expressed something to him, he didn't have much to say.
And you said what you said.
I said what I said.
All right. Anybody else?
Because he don't like black women, point blank.
I just want to say something about how he
Mhm.
kind of with him and Dr. Heavely's trying to insinuate, oh, if you're gay, you're not strong. I grew up in the hood in Boston, and I knew gay men that used to tear stuff up, okay? So that's just being ignorant in itself. But I think it's funny how he's throwing out the word gaslighting when he's doing the main gaslighting right now.
I
And
agree. I
mhm.
agree. And I would say it's this: if you're not for me, then you're against me. And there's always these conditions tied to if you're gonna be a part of my crew. And I get that. I get that piece of it. I get that. But as you said, that the energy behind it is not pure. And you're always on eggshells because you never know. The goalpost will always move, in my opinion. I said what I said.
Yeah, thank you. Lil Paulette and the gang, welcome Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on?
Hey, Queen Sheba. Hey, pals. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I want to talk about how men love to simp for other men and project, because most of the things that he is saying, that is how boys and men treat each other. They are the ones who tease other men for being gay and call them names and all of that stuff. And he is projecting a lot of that onto us. And I said what I said.
All right, she said what she said. I'm gonna stop it there. I was completely taken aback. I was completely taken aback because there are certain things you just keep to yourself. But we're in a world of revelations where people are, y'all. This is just the beginning of the hate, of the division, and you've got to, I don't believe that because you're a gay black man or you're a straight black woman or you're this and that, that you have to sit in toxic relationships. I don't believe that. I don't buy into that. I call cap. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. But I think what I believe that he has done has created a gateway to be disrespectful, an excuse to remain so you can disrespect the fuck out of who you want to disrespect by way of women. Because when you remove yourself, you begin and you start your journey to healing. You don't want to heal. You don't want to heal. That ain't what you here for. You here to get your lick back on your mama by way of other black women. And I said what I said. Your mother did a number on you, and you cannot let it go. And I say this from a place of strength, a place of power, a place of belief. You didn't get a chance to make it right with your mom before she left this earth. The first woman you called a bitch was your mama when you said she knocked on your door and you told her, bitch, bye, and slammed the door in her face. Go back and look. Listen, I'm not making this up. Fact
He
check.
sure did. He
He
sure did.
called that mama a bitch. Told, bitch, get out my house. Bitch, bye. So when a man can disrespect his mama like that, don't you ever think he's going to show up better for you. He didn't get a chance to make it right and didn't give a fuck. And his mama left this earth before he could. So don't be shocked when you deal with people that don't have an ounce of respect for their bloodline and their lineage. If they'll tear them down, they will eat you alive. I said what I said. So you're witnessing that on screen. We call that delayed hostility. Delayed hostility is when a person feel a way about you, not necessarily you, but your group, your kind, your personality type, your age, your race, and they kind of sit back. They'll put up with you. The hostility is still there. They make nice. They pretend to be cordial. But boy, oh boy, Queen Sheba, how do I know if I'm dealing with that? How do I know if I'm dealing with a foe or a friend? A foe will take the shot. A
Yep.
friend will never. A foe will take the shot. That's how you identify friend from foe. Have they ever taken a shot? And if the answer is yes, I don't give a how much history you think you have, how cool you thought you were, they are a foe. Because when they got a chance to take the shot, they pulled the trigger. Subliminally or head on. That's how you distinguish friend from foe. When it comes to friends, family, loved ones, did they take the shot? That's a yes or a no. If they've never taken a shot at you, you got a friend. Manage that relationship. Keep in touch. Do the work. Is it worth the conversation? I ain't having no conversation if you pull the trigger on me. What are your thoughts, ladies? 41 Fit, Lil Paulette, Fruit Gummy, LaDawn, Belinda, Missy P. If they take the shot versus if they don't, what are your thoughts?
Well, if they take the shot, like you said, they're not your friend. But let's go back to this, Queen. Just take the example of Melanie's brother when he came out to address Wanda. He could have went the way he did. He's a gay man, but he said he's not going to do that. He's a Christian. You see what I mean? This guy here, Funky Dineva, it's just what you said. He's hurt about that he didn't get a chance to put that closure with his mom. So every woman that he come up against that he am not going to benefit for, like Dr. Heavenly, he's benefiting from her. So guess what? He's going to keep her around, but he don't care about the other 6,000. You're right. You're going to take the shot. Because by this time, I'm like you, when are you going to heal? When is the healing going to begin? And I said what I said.
She said what she said. Who want to get in about a friend taking a shot, a friend versus foe? I just told, like, what are your thoughts on that? And announce yourself, y'all. I'm sorry, so the audience can know who's talking.
It's Fruit Gummy. You're absolutely right, Queen. And I wanted to piggyback and say you got to watch out for the micro shots because that'll be the first warning signs. Typically, if something that you've told them in personal or in confidence, they use as a joke or a way to kind of jab at you, and you like, that kind of sting, that's your warning sign. That person is not your friend.
And they're
LaDawn.
waiting for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead, Missy Pete. I think that's announce yourselves, y'all, so
Yeah,
the
I'm
audience
sorry,
can follow y'all.
Missy Pete, and they're waiting for the opportunity. They are waiting for the opportunity to cross you. And I also feel like when it comes to friendship, that sometimes you will have people that are actually enemies that because they admire or there's something about you that they like or they desire or something that's attractive, they will present themselves as friendly to keep you close. When in all actuality, they're not a friend, they're a foe. And I said what I said.
And she said what she said. 41 Fit, you want to get in on this one? Or
Yes,
LaDawn or Lil
ma'am.
Paulette?
Let me tag me in. I would say this. I'm looking for quality, not quantity. And if you're going to do it before, if you did it before, you very well may do it again. The issue with Q is that he is literally bleeding all over everybody, and he's refusing to heal. And until I see it, I'm a data person. I look at data. And if you continue to bleed and want to lash out and you looking for mad day, I'm cool. So regarding the person that takes their shot, I'm gonna let them take their shot, but I'm gonna back away because again, I'm looking for quality, not quantity.
Hey, this is LaDawn. I agree. I'm 41. Quality all the time. And a real friend won't use nothing in your life as a joke or a punchline, and that's a telltale sign right there.
I agree. Lil Paulette, did we get you? You're on mute, Paulette. Paulette, you're on mute. If you, Paulette may not even realize she's still up here. Sometimes people leave and they're thinking he's still up here. But listen, I'm dead ass. I'm serious. And Funky Dineva. Oh, go
Hey,
ahead, Paulette. There you
I
go.
got
There you
stuck.
go.
I'm sorry. I couldn't even hear anything. It just went out.
Did you hear the part about a friend versus a foe? How to determine and make the determination? How do you know? Did
Oh,
you hear
I
that
agree
part?
with you. Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with you about if they take the shot. Yeah, I definitely agree with you because they're taking the most vulnerable things that you probably shared with them and they're taking the shot. So they just been waiting to take the shot. I definitely agree.
Thank you, Paulette. Thank you. Listen, y'all. Don't get it confused with title. Don't get it confused with family. Don't get it confused with association. Some people will wait all their life to take you down, to take a shot. They can wait. You got some of them that'll play a long game, not a short one. The point is, this man came on his live. He said, I probably should have said anything. It would have made my life easier. But he wanted to take the shot. And in that moment, he decided to go all in. But I can respect him. Let me tell you why. Because he said it openly, outwardly, with his chest. I am here to offend each and every one of you. And I do it, and I've done it, and I do it on purpose. Let's pause there. I'd rather take somebody fire off on me like him, and I know he's coming and he's telling me I meant it, as opposed to somebody I don't see coming. The point I'm trying to make is you got people that are waiting to be a friend, or you have people that are waiting to be the foe. And please let me say again, how do you know the difference? Have they ever taken a shot? A shot is a shot, whether it's a BB gun or it's a full-on arsenal. A shot is a shot. Have they ever taken a shot at you? When they could have embraced you, when they could have remained quiet? That tells you the posture of the heart. If I'm interested in the relationship, I may have to sacrifice my mouth. I may have to sacrifice my posts. I am not going to take a shot because I'm exploring this from a different kind of place. I see value. There's opportunity here. I don't want to mess it up. So I'm not going to take a shot. Have they taken a shot? If they have taken a shot, I don't give a damn who it is. Now you know. Now you know. You got men that'll take a shot. You got men that'll do wrong. You break up with them, they'll come back and finish you off. I'm sorry, baby, I didn't mean. No, he's coming back to devour you, to finish you off. They'll take a shot. So it applies to everybody. Did they take the shot when they could have hurt me, when they could have sideswiped me, when they could have shaded me, even when they felt justified? Did they do it? Did they walk in warfare? Did they walk in a war strategy, or are they walking in love with me? And anytime somebody declares war on you, I don't care if it's a small bullet, a pellet, a BB gun, or a full-out attack, you better retreat. Like 41 Fitz said, what is we doing? We not having no reason. I'm out of here. That's why I don't believe him when he say, I have to stay. If all of those Black women have taken shots at you as a gay Black man, what are you still doing there? Now you become just as vile, just as volatile, just as dark, just as dirty, toxic as them. Why are you still in that environment that is not conducive to you being the most beautiful version of yourself as a person? That sounds like bullshit ass excuses to me, that you want to stay there because you enjoy the torment. What are y'all's thoughts, y'all? Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Let me. Ooh, I know, baby. And I said what I said.
So, Queen, this is Belinda. So that means that Dr. Heflin took a shot at him, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what she did when she came out and made that statement. She's not his friend either.
Anytime you remain in a group where somebody don't like you, none of y'all are each other's friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The healthy ones leave and say, I'm not going to let you treat me like that. Unless they see value. And they may give you a little bit of time and space and grace to kind of process. And, there's some people, I'm not saying the first offense. That's not what I'm saying. We want to be realistic here, right? But let me come back to that. I can wind that up at the end. Fruit Gummy, what are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts on this, or just in general, Queen?
Just the entire discussion.
I will first want to say this was a great discussion, and I will say, if anything, to take away from it, I'm talking specifically to the Black women, take some temperature checks of self-awareness, not just to see, like you said, what's going on with you, but also take some checks to see what's in your environment. You might have some funky Dinevas. You might have some Black men that, like you said, don't appreciate you and aren't treating you right. You might be exhibiting some behaviors that don't show you in your most softest light that you want to be shown in. In 2025, self-awareness is going to be your key to unlock greatness. So just practice a little self-awareness in all regards. And I said what I said.
I love it. I love it. Let's go to LaDawn. Final thoughts, LaDawn.
Yeah, I agree. Funky is, I've been stopped going over there. It's the same thing we try to, teach each other, is to, be aware of your surroundings. And if people ain't serving you or pouring into you the way you pour into them, and if they're willing to take that shot, just let them go, you know. And when a person is flat out the type of person like Funky and Dusty and Heavenly, that are takers, that use people, that are in conditional relationships, you're my friend because I need this or this or this, then you got to also cut that off too. And I said what I said.
She said what she said. Thank you. Looks like everybody's gone. Belinda's gone. Let's go to 41 Fit. What are your final thoughts on today's conversation?
Everything that was said. Excellent discussion. I saw a meme probably about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. Take self-inventory, but the meme said, uh, stop setting yourself on fire so everyone else can be warm. Take inventory of yourself, the people who you are around. If it's not fruitful, let it die. Let it die, and continue to grow, continue to value yourself. Queen reminds me, she inboxes me all the time and says, what have you done for yourself? Love on yourself, stuff like that. Yeah, but from all these faces I'm seeing up here, they don't show me who my worth is. I know my own value, my own worth, and that's what I would want for all the people in the chat, not just the women, but all the people in the chat to know your worth and keep it pushing. I said what I said.
All right. Beautiful discussion. Very, very valuable, valuable wisdom, wisdom and knowledge that these beautiful women were kind enough to give. And even the men that came up today, we want to thank y'all. It's been a very thorough conversation, tough conversations, y'all, but we had it. We did it. We got through it. You know what I'm saying? We had a little, I ain't gonna even call it a rough start. It wasn't rough. It's just that we're not used to doing it in such a big collective. So we disagreed respectfully. Those of you in the chat, thank you for sharing your true thoughts. Like I said, we welcome that over here in the palace. You know what I mean? Because I think we can all learn something from from each other. And sometimes when people disagree, it's not because they're being nasty. That's just what they believe. And if you can kind of look at it, it gives you a deeper understanding of other people outside of yourself. So I appreciate y'all showing up and really standing on how you feel unapologetically. With that being said, there was a couple of comments that I did highlight that I kind of want to breeze through really, really quick. Let's see. I think you were talking about taking the shot. Let me start from here. Side Eye Sage to seven coming through with another 5-piece in the pepper says he realized he was crashing out, yes, and decided to throw his allies a bone to ensure those views don't dry up. Yeah, I think common sense set in. Like, oh shit, I've kind of been ranting. Let me reel myself in. I have to agree with you. And then these are some of the comments that I've seen. Side Eye Sage says, Queen is telling the truth. I learned this lesson the hard way when we're talking about people who take the shot. Now, let me clarify. Because what we don't want to do is have a trigger finger when it comes to cutting people off and not being patient. That's not what I'm talking about. Nobody's perfect. People have bad days. You know what I'm saying? People have bad days. But Side Eye Sage to 7 came up and said, Black women, learn how to apologize to each other when you offend each other. When you know you've done something wrong, go ahead and apologize for it. But it's when you try to sweep it under the rug or when you don't acknowledge it, that's a big F you. That's a big F you to somebody. So when it goes past the realm of grace by way of time frame, and you know you've given that person enough time to come to the table to try to express themselves or just say, hey, this and that, and they don't, and they've already taken a shot, you got to go. They have no interest in managing that relationship. Let me say it again. They have no interest in managing the relationship. Ouch. Peppa Love said, agree with you, Queen Sheba. I'm not into new friends. Only my CC subbies are my new family. It's respectfully agree to disagree. All right. Well, she said she's not into new friends. Side Eye Sage 7 said that happened to me. I was friends with someone for almost 20 years when she took her shot while I was pregnant. Broke my heart. And here's the thing about people taking shots. They have a choice to walk away, but they didn't want to walk away. They wanted to take a shot before they left. I just want to make it as real as possible. And I want to talk about what you can do and how you can bounce back from that. It's your girl. AR says, Angie. Let me come to that one last. I want to do that last as we're ending. Inez Martin 01 says, do you think he's only given heavenly grace because of Carlos? Carlos hasn't even came out, and that's his girl. I don't think he's given her grace at all, because I think he needs to not give her grace to continue his assault whenever he feels like it. See, when you insult me, and I don't give you grace, and he came out and attacked Black women, he's leaving the door open. He's leaving the door open. I don't think he's giving her grace. I think he's very strategic. And I think he has more in store for her. Thank you, Regina B. She says, great conversation as always, sis Queen Sheba. Thank you, Shan. She said, this has been a great conversation. So here's the thing I wanted to talk about. Here's the thing I want to talk about really quick. Bree 1963 says, thank you, Queen Sheba, for loving you Black sisters by having this platform to teach us to think. So somebody said self-care. I don't remember who it was. One of the panelists came up and talked about loving on yourselves. I think it was 41 Fit, and it could have been somebody else. When you start to really accept yourself, flaws and all, and this ain't no preachy kind of thing, right? I'm talking about where you get to really sit with yourself as a woman, and it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. And you sit with yourself as a man, and you make a decision to show up as your best self for you. That's a beautiful thing. I know who it was that came up and said, it was one of the callers that came in. She said when she started to treat herself well, she started to notice that the men would reciprocate the treatment that she was giving herself. Okay. So when you honestly start to accept yourself just the way you are, and you get out of your own head and you silence the noise in your head that you have, the negative thoughts that you have about yourself, now you operating from a place of love. When you operate from a place of love, peace, and acceptance, you can't stay around too long in toxicity, because it don't feel good. It don't feel nice. And it stifles your love. You start to second guess yourself. Well, I don't want to do this because I don't want them to feel that. So you can't stay around too long where you can't flourish and you can't nurture others, because you know what I'm saying? But when you start to love yourself and make lovely decisions, you can't stay too long in bad friendships, relationships, environment, jobs, because it starts to turn you into something that you're not. You start second guessing yourself. You start questioning how stuff is going to come off when you've never questioned your good deeds, your heart, and you get yourself out of that situation quick when you really love yourself. Because actually, it's not even about them. It ends up being a detriment to you and how you choose to live your life. What you think about that, Fruit Gummy and LaDawn?
I think you're absolutely right, and I can attest to that. You know, when you walk around wearing what you feel your flaws are, the energy you exude, that's what you'll attract and also repel. If you don't think goodness of yourself, you'll repel the goodness that the Lord has for you. So as Queen said, if you take a moment to accept and embrace all of you, flaws and all, the energy and light you exude is going to start to attract the very thing you was already seeking for.
I'm going to give you an example, because I know some of y'all be like, love, da, da, da. It sounds, no. Somebody disrespected me about a week ago. And we talked. I ignored it at first. I ignored it for about 2 or 3 days. And then it came to a point where we had to talk about it. And it was blatant disrespect. And they said, I noticed that you've kind of pulled back. And I said, yes, because of A, B, C. And that person started talking and justified why they did what they did. And then they said, you're not talking. Is there a reason why? I said, I want to listen. And I'm not comfortable talking because I don't want to say anything that I regret, because I want to keep the relationship if we can. So right now, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to say anything that I'm going to regret. So I want to listen to you, but I may not say a lot in this moment. And we were fine. It took about 40 minutes and we were fine. We good. So self-love also means say, I like you. I like me. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let you talk. And the reason why I'm not going to talk is because I have not only the love for me, but I have the love for you. And I would like to continue this friendship, this relationship, this partnership, this job, if we can, depending on how this conversation ends. So when I'm talking about love, don't ever let nobody get you off your square. If you know you're operating from a good place And you can't do that in the family dynamics, in the friendship dynamics, in the job dynamics. And you got to consider a different environment, because otherwise it's going to eat you alive. And when stuff starts eating you alive, what you do is you shut down. And when you start to shut down, you die on the inside. Think about your plants when you close the blinds and you don't get no sunshine, no light, because you're around people that don't operate like that. You're around people that don't trust Black women. You're around niggas that don't like women. You're around women that don't like other women. You're not going to get a lot of light and the water and the nurturing and the fertilization that you need. You not. So then you're going to start shutting down. And you're going to find yourself being a shell of yourself in order to be alongside these people, in order to work with these people, in order to maintain friendships. Look at him. He said, if I cut these people off, I wouldn't have anybody. But look at you. Look how you're showing up. Maybe you should cut them off, because this ain't it. This ain't it. And that's what I want to leave y'all with. That's it. That's all. It ain't worth dying for nobody. Don't you dim your light for nobody. If you can't shine, then you got to go to a place where you can. What you think, Fruit Gummy?
All I can say is amen, because you preached on that one, Queen. You preached on that one.
Yeah, you got to go to a place where you can shine. And not only where you shine, where y'all are encouraging each other to shine. Shine in that relationship. Show up as your best self in your love life. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, I can't do nothing nice for a man. Why not? Are y'all in love? Shine until that nigga show you you can't. Shine in that friendship until she show you she can't. And the reason why I say to show you until they show you that you can't. Have they taken a shot? No. Then they're invested. They may not like everything you do. They're invested. 92.7. Thank you. WKRA is in the building. I miss you. Listen, coming through with a 20-piece and a pepper says, yes, ladies, drop the gems, please and thank you. It's real out here. It's real out here. And y'all need to be reminded. Sometimes it hurts, but you know what? Shit, I can't stop shining. Because if I stay, I'm gonna be starved to death. So let me get on over here. Let me get on over here. Because it feels better to shine. It feels better to be light. Is when I say shine, light is warmth. It's an illumination of life. Light sends triggers to your brain that it's time to get up and move and be productive. Gently Koi K coming through with a 20-piece said, great show to my queen. Thank you for pulling up, girl. You cooked today. They loved it. Thank you for pulling up. We appreciate all of y'all's support. I could go on and on because I'm passionate about thriving in our community. I'm passionate about loving on each other, but I'm also passionate about how much disrespect you tolerate. And you got to be very careful that you don't let it fester. You don't let it fester. So as you begin, and I'm not saying, one thing I'll never tell a woman, I ain't telling nobody what to do. You have to come to that realization yourself as a woman. And Fruit Gummy, you don't have to wait. I mean, if you want to get in, you can. You know what I mean? On the conversation, just jump in.
Understand, Queen. Go ahead. Preach to the people.
I'm at a big age where I don't tell people, don't go over there. Because I understand the importance of self-discovery. People arrive at different places at different times in their life. And if you're so busy trying to tell them what to do, I don't want to disrupt anybody's growth. They may be over there now. And for whatever reason, sometimes people get things from situations that we consider toxic. And it may be toxic to us, but they may find a little bit of nourishment in different places. So it's no right or wrong when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I will say this, if that type of rant and rhetoric continues, don't be shocked if you become numb to the insults as a woman.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And after a while, not only do you become numb, you start to become the very thing that you was against. You'll find yourself speaking like that, might even take on that kind of mindset and how you view your own very, like you said, your own very kind, the Black women. So you have to be very careful about the spaces that you occupy.
I agree. Don't let nobody turn you cold when you know your heart is good. I didn't say your heart is perfect, but when your heart is pure, we gonna all mess up, but don't let nobody turn you cold. Don't let nobody turn you cold, because once they do, it's hard to come back from that. You got to completely, like, don't let nobody turn you cold because they cold.
You absolutely right. And that's the beauty of us as women, our softness, our compassion, our kindness, our soft hearts, our nurturing. So don't, like Queen said, don't allow anyone to harden that, to take that away from that. You be as hyper vigilant about maintaining or creating your peace like you would anything else. And if an environment or a person does not help pour into that peace, you cut it loose.
Period. And I want to say this. I know we didn't get to Dr. Greg and what's her name, Sweet Tea, and maybe it wasn't meant to be, but I'll say this: be careful on how we speak on somebody else's relationship. To her, it may be love. To us, it's toxicity. She's not there yet. So anytime you try to invoke your concern and care on somebody and they're not ready for it, they're going to view you as a hater, as a disruptor. So you also have to be mindful of who's open to receive what you carry. So that's why I ain't really speak on it. I was going to get to it today, but she don't see it as abusive. She said that's the ebb and flow of marriage. So to her, it's fine. You see what I'm saying? That's where self-awareness comes out and wisdom comes in. Like, wait a minute. Go ahead. I think you're about to say something.
I was just going to say absolutely +1 to that, because also in doing that, if you want to say I'm a safe space for somebody, you say, oh, I see something a certain way. Maintain being a safe space. Sometimes being silent is your greatest way to help somebody.
Being silent is also your greatest power as a woman, and not doing it. I always say, don't do it in a negligent, dark way, because now you just on some BS. But with Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg, I hesitated to say anything because she's not open to receive that, because she doesn't view it like that. And let me give you an example. Some women are married, and I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. And their husband can go to a strip club and they don't view it as cheating, where some women will say, to me, that's a form of cheating. Everybody creates their own environment, their own normalities, what's normal to them. So when you try to get in these spaces and host these conversations about what we perceive to be toxic, and to her, that's the ebb and flow of a marriage, that's why I ain't really talked about it. She's coming out defending that. A lot of women say, I couldn't have him. Shit, he too toxic. He's gaslighting her. He's a narcissist. Not to her yet. Not to her. That's her husband. And what's the point of that? I'm just showing you how we all can be in the same situation and perceive it to be completely different. But you have to do what's specific to you to keep you thriving. To her, her marriage is good. She's thriving. To some of you, that would take you out if your husband spoke to you like that. That's all I'm saying. Thomasina says, Queen, that is a word. Don't let anyone turn you cold because they're cold. And it happens all the time. You find yourself, I just go in the office. I don't even talk to nobody. They didn't turn you, baby. They turned you cold. You just as cold as they are now.
And listen, don't for 1 second gaslight yourself to think that other people don't see it, because they do see your light. And sometimes it's purposely, sometimes it's, subconsciously. But don't ever turn down your light or turn down your warmth for anyone, or allow anything to turn you cold, because everyone sees it, whether you know it or not.
I agree. And with that being said, I think we're going to wrap up this live. Thank you, Fruit Gummy. Thank you to the rest of the panelists that popped up. Very good conversation today. And we're going to continue it, as we see fit. But listen, real quick, I've seen your messages in the chat, man. This is sad. It's your girl, AR. And I know some of you said it earlier. She says, Angie Stone's daughter announced this morning she's passed in a car accident. This is heavy. This is sad. That's what I'm saying. Life is simply short to go without shining warmth and love. It's too short. And let me ask y'all something. Do y'all know if Angie made it right with her daughter? Were they on good one accord? Do y'all know? Because I know there was some struggle in that relationship between these two women. It's only my hope that they were able to get on one accord as mother and daughter, and also as friends. So rest in peace to Angie Stone. I'm sorry to hear about this tragic accident. It just, whoo, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sassy Libra. She says, great show, Queen Sheba. Thank you. Thank you all for pulling up on Saturday. I don't know what y'all got going on today. I don't know if y'all cleaning up, if y'all ride on your way to the mall, if you're getting your nails did or your hair done, just think about it and really, really be purposeful in walking in love as it relates to yourself and what you're going to do for yourself and how you're showing up for yourself. And I promise you, you will attract that. You will attract that. So thank you. God bless everybody. Listen, I'm finna go enjoy my damn Saturday. I don't know about y'all, but I am. Oh. Sassy Libra. Oh, just in time. Thank you for the 10-piece super sticker. We appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. Kia the Diva says the show was great. May we all stay in our 92% until next time. That's why I said I ain't telling nobody where to go, what not to do. I'm resting. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. Yeah. Oh, E Boogie says, I'm listening live from the rodeo cook-off. Girl, eat some barbecue for us. Cause I know that rodeo in Texas. I know the baby from the rodeo cook-off. Y'all. So what that is the best barbecuers from all around the world. They come and they have these private events where they do these cook-offs and you buy tickets and you get to go taste the best of the best barbecue from all around the world. So I know E Boogie is having a good time. Thank you, Inez. She says, great show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tori. Tori Jordan says, I really appreciated the show. Have a great Saturday, everyone. Thank you, Janice. Miss Janice said, excellent show today, Queen. No, thank you to the panelists. You guys make it good. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Side Eye Sage says, thank you. Lady Hustle Net, I see you. Thank you, Inez. Cricket 22, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Linda Gamble, Daryl Long, and Tu Latrice for working the chat today. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats and your cash apps. We appreciate it. Baby, I'm finna go eat. Bye, y'all. Have a good day.